Welcome to another episode of the LANCESCURV show. Tonight we have a very special family. I won't say guest because he's not a guest. He's family. The one and only, the mighty brother Hallah. And tonight,
what's up?
Yes, we're going to be speaking on some deep things. We spoke earlier. I love the flow of the conversation that we had, and I'm just sorry just to say, let's just jump into it because I feel that energy that you have. It's just like a Mike Tyson fight back in the day. It's like, don't get up, you might miss something, and you're ready to drop it. So let's flow, man. Let's flow.
Yeah, don't go get some popcorn, yo, because you're going to miss it, yo, because we ain't even going to be long, yo.
Right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm not no guest no more, man.
That's right.
We're going to do this on a regular basis.
Exactly.
I so appreciate the fact that you have this outlet and you give me, the opportunity to express, these things.
Wait. We family, man. Ain't no opportunity. You're supposed to do that. You come in town, hear the keys, hear the security code. This is where the stash is. I'm going to the continent for a couple weeks. Hang out and have a good time.
Yes, sir.
That's not opportunity. Yeah. That's family, man. You slide up in here. It is what it is.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, man. Going back to what we was talking about earlier, remember?
Yes.
I was saying that I was on Facebook and I follow it's the Red Table Talk. I have no problem putting it out there.
Right. Right.
I hope maybe Jada will hear this and think he get a flip side to this. But I kind of figure the whole platform is really surrounded around women. It is to a certain degree. But there was a woman that had brought up a topic or asked a question about being in a relationship with someone or interacting with a guy and then finding out that in the bedroom sexually he was completely the opposite of what she imagined.
Right.
And I started looking in on the comments. What I started to see was just a lot of men bashing and women talking about men's genitalia and you know what? I ain't even going to be proper with this shit because they need to hear it exactly because talking proper goes on deaf ears. So they talking about dick sizes and I met a guy and he looked like a hunk, but his dick was like a pencil and whoop. And I'm looking at all these different comments and I just started laughing. I was like, this is entertainment. So I made the comment of conversations in your lower self, how entertaining. It's very entertaining. And a black woman came on and said, what do you mean in your lower self? And I was like, that's exactly what I mean. Having conversations in your lower self is very entertaining. It's funny to me. And it was funny just looking at all the different comments. And they went in on me because they was like, well, you're not really explaining yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're putting it out there and maybe you just don't even know what you're talking about or you don't know how to intellectually convey it over. And I'm sitting there thinking like, hold up.
As simple as that
was. People, it's just real simple. You in your lower self, you talking about things of your lower self. It's entertaining to me. I found it to be very funny, but they took it as if, I was taking a shot or I didn't understand what, she was saying. I clearly understood what she was saying.
Right.
I was really making an observation at the comments, not about what she was saying. I kind of wanted the lady who made the statement to say something so that I could give her some advice.
Exactly.
About exactly what I'm going to talk about in a minute. However, these women began to come at my neck and said, well, you're not really laying it out and explaining it. And so I started to go research to find out what type of women these women are, what type of people that they are.
Right.
And not because, I'm stalking these pages or whatever. I just wanted to see the caliber of women.
Exactly.
Who were making these comments and were now ostracizing me because I said something that obviously went over their head about their lower self.
Right.
And what I found was a lot of these women were black, with careers, and degrees. We had the little MDs and DDDs and PEDs next to their names and shit. And I was like,
And STDs.
yeah, but damn, you don't understand what I'm talking about when I say you having a conversation in your lower self.
Wow.
So they couldn't get it. And then one came up here, tried to be very uber intelligent, and was like, yeah, well, obviously, you know, you don't have the intellect to convey it over because, oh no. Because I told him to go Google it. I was like, go find out what it means by yourself. I figured at this point in life, because everybody is so-called woke, we all know about chakras and know that, you know, being in your lower self is your root chakra.
That's right.
It's the bottom floor. It's the bottom floor we were talking about a week or so ago. That basement floor, that's the root chakra. Your ego, your flesh. So she didn't get it. So I go look, and I'm like, here we go again. Every time a black man says something intellectually that will go against what black women would say, automatically now, he don't know what he's talking about. He's bitter. He's rambling on. You know, they went with the, maybe we talking about you. Hell, nah. And I never even attempted to clarify that because the question had nothing to do with me. Evidently, it had something to do with that woman and who she was interacting with.
That's right.
I wanted her to respond to what I was saying so that I could give her some jewels about that. So I hope that some of those same people are people that are listening to this. And if they not, send me a link because I want to send a link over because they should listen to this.
Exactly.
This is something that needs to be heard. Tonight, again, part 2, we're going to talk about black women. We got to get all black men for a minute. Let's talk about black women.
And I want you to say it again. It doesn't mean that you're bashing everyone. It means it's selective toward those who you dealt with, and you know, because they will miss out on that. And I've had to recently just on prior shows say, okay, listen, tonight we're focusing in on, because on this show we're going with surgical precision. And then when you're going with surgical precision, whether we're talking about the sisters or the brothers, I find lots of times, most of the time, because of emotionalism, the sisters will start to deflect. Well, what about the men? And well, what about this? And what about that? No. Absolutely. If we're going in on this part, we are going in on this particular part. In this segment, we're going to speak about the sisters who, we're going in with no emotion. This is no hate. This is no whatever. Well, I'm happy. I had a great day today. My wife is happy. I'm happy. You good? Happy. Exactly. Right. We're good. But we're dealing with something that needs to be dealt with. And many times, I'm just using an analogy. I'm not calling my sisters roaches, y'all. But for the friends that I've gone over to the house and they had really bad roaches and they wanted to kill this roach that was in the cabinet, and they moved the jelly out the way, and they moved the condensed milk out the way, and they moved a sanitogen out the way, and they moved a baking soda out of the way, and there was that one can of Campbell's soup that was there left and the roach was behind it. Now the roach wants to dart out because it has no other place to hide. So when dealing with, we're going in a surgical precision. This doesn't mean this is a bash show. I'm just saying that. Now watch the comments and somebody's going to miss it. Oh, you're talking about black. No, I love my sisters. It's not like that. But we have to deal when we have toxic things going on. We have to identify it, talk about it, focus on it so we can heal ourselves with it. Go ahead, brother.
Yes. Thank you. You just put the disclaimer out for me just to add on to the disclaimer so they hear it out my mouth. I love black women. Please do not get this misconstrued. I was raised by a beautiful black woman. I was raised by black women.
That's right.
I really have a clearer and greater understanding of you all than a great majority that I've come in contact with like to admit. I think that's what makes them so mad. And they'd be like, well, why is it that you always got to be right? Well, if it's right and it touch home, then the problem isn't me. The problem is you.
Right.
But there's a reason why the deflection always comes. It's a reason why they take angst against us or guys like us when we speak these things. And it's because they've never ever been held accountable for their part in this. It's always been the other side.
Yes.
So it makes it kind of bad when, one, a black man is being ostracized just because he's a black man.
Just because.
But then you get double ostracized by your own woman. So it's like, damn if we do, damn if we don't. I got to catch it from them, but then I got to catch it in my community too from you. You know what I'm saying? However, when we bring this up, you won't take accountability for it. What you'll do is deflect it and redirect it around and say, well, if y'all was better, we would be better.
Right. See that?
Which is crazy because y'all fought so hard to prove that you didn't need a man for anything and that you are strong. But when you deflect it away and you put blame on someone else, that is not a sign of strength.
Right.
Let me say this again. When you deflect away the responsibility and accountability for the things that are being observed about you, that is not a sign of strength. That is a sign of weakness. That means you have not come to the maturity level to say, yo, I can stand and take an account of myself without pointing a finger at anybody else. Good, bad, or indifferent. I should first take accountability of my own self first before I start pointing the fingers. Because I'm quick to tell a black woman, yo, for every finger that you can point at a black man, I can point all my fingers and my toes at y'all and run it down. I mean, run it down. And then when I do that, now I'm the bad guy. I'm here to break a woman down. Yeah, but y'all go out your way to break men down and tell men what you ain't gonna have. Like, it has to stop.
Right.
And for all you so-called intelligent black women, they go to college and get these degrees, but you come out and you don't have no knowledge of self. You don't even understand the bigger picture of this. Man, you wasted your money. That's how I look at it. You wasted your money. How you go in and get a degree, master's, PhD, and you come out dumb. You still come out dumb. You have no clue who you are. You have no clue why you are even able to do the things that you do. And I realize that the way that you conduct yourself with your men in your community, all you do is help propagate your own destruction. It just looks like you ain't being destroyed because you benefiting off of the spoils of your subjugator. You eating out his hand. So he give you this false sense of security. And because he does not make you accountable, here you go. Now you have this sense of the spirit of entitlement, the spirit of, you know what I'm saying, I'm justified in feeling the way I feel, doing what I'm doing, because it's all the black man's fault. It's the same way that they portray us, you know what I'm saying, in the media and everywhere else, and make people look at us sideways when we come outside. So it's even worse when you got to deal with all these other nationalities who are looking at us sideways because of how we portray, and then I got to turn around and I got to deal with this.
Exactly.
With my own woman. So it make a nigga be like, damn if I do, damn if I don't with you. But then when you meet somebody or you encounter somebody of some intelligence to say, yo, here's another perspective on it, a perspective that obviously you're not choosing, and that's, yo, identify with yourself. Why is it that you keep encountering these same type of bad situations with multiple men? Probably because you're still in your lower self. And if you're in your lower self, these are all the things that you will get. If you walk around and feel like, look, I see. And this is not all black women. Let me just say this. It's not all black women.
We got to keep saying that because, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because women feel like, yo, because you talking about black women, any black woman feel like she got to play superhero and jump in front of bullets for the rest of the black women, but you probably shouldn't do that.
That'll hinder the growth. It'll hinder the growth.
Because I swear to you, I would love for any black woman to come up there and prove me wrong about the things that I'm saying, about the things that black women do. You can't prove me wrong. You could say, I don't participate, but you're one person. But we can go on countless social media. We can show you this. We don't even got to go on social media. You could go on TV,
right,
and see this. And I think a lot of these women is following this narrative. There's something that I want these women to understand. The lifestyle and the type of life that you want, that you follow with, does not require respect. I want you to think about that for a second.
Mm-hmm.
What you following, the lifestyle that you follow, and the things, the trends that you following, they do not require respect. So when you do not because you don't respect yourself. So you cannot require respect or require someone to care about your issues or about what you went through when you don't respect yourself and care about yourself enough to do something about those issues and change the narrative of your life. But you can't do that when you're down in the basement. If you've been in the basement and you've never been out the basement, you can't think how niggas think on a higher level on the top floors because you've never been to the floors. That's why when I say shit I say and go on deaf ears, because they in the basement, they can't even hear me.
That's right.
All they can do is see my mouth moving, and they like, what the fuck is he talking about? I'm talking about you. If your whole narrative is about what a nigga can do for you and how good his dick is, then you will never get any further than that.
That's right.
And that's in your lower self. That's not higher thinking. That's lower thinking. That's ego. That's your flesh.
Plain and simple.
There's a higher way of thinking that will get you different results. It will actually get you better results. But that's not how you think it. You allow somebody else to control your narrative. And now you thinking and acting and emulating like other people who are really trying to be you.
There you go.
But you're so busy being them. And that was crazy because it's all a result of that deracination. I was looking at Sinetter the other day, and he had an interview with Polite on there, and Polite brought up a word called acculturation.
I missed it. I saw that, but there's so many things coming at me. I missed it. I want to catch that too.
And the word acculturation, he broke down the definition of the word acculturation is when a people take on a culture or things of another people's culture, and after practicing it for a certain amount of time, it becomes tradition. And they take it on as if it's theirs. And that was the nation, then it turns into acculturation.
And they fight hard to keep it, maintain it. They will fight. If you show them the original way or where they have gone off, they will fight you tooth and nail, and you become the enemy.
And you become the enemy. And that's what happened. I became the enemy because I said something that was real, and I never even got a chance to get into it, and I didn't want to because I'm getting bit at by people who are supposed to be so-called intelligent. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, yo, if you don't know what being in your lower self is, then you probably won't ever know, or it ain't your time for you to know. Just say I said something that went over your head. Of course, they come back. Now they want to try to make me look like I'm a dumb person, or maybe you said something that you don't even really know what you're talking about. Like, come on, don't do that. Like, why is that the first reaction from a black woman is to automatically take angst against them, and now you got to put me down. Yo, you don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you don't know what you're talking about. And maybe I'm making an observation because they try to say I was making an assumption. I didn't assume anything.
Right.
What I did was observe the fact that the woman was asking a question about a problem in a relationship. And instead of y'all giving this woman advice, y'all began to dog men out. And these were black women who were saying this. They were dogging men out. So my thing is this. If you dog black men out, why should you care how black men treat you?
There you go.
We should just let things be what they are. Why should you complain about black men when you conduct yourselves the way that you conduct yourself? When you much rather follow the trends of a reality show and what you see on social media as opposed to really finding out who you really are and how you should be living, even culturally or spiritually. If you're not doing that, why should you get mad? But what comes with being in your low self? This is what you on the bottom floor. There's all kinds of bullshit in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Deal with it. You live in a life that does not require respect because you don't respect yourself. So you should never get mad. And the crazy thing is when I'm looking at these comments, I'm looking at these women and they all single.
Interesting.
And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. These are all women single. Now, some of them say, yeah, they had dudes with good dicks, but the nigga wasn't worth shit. And then they found a nigga that was worth shit. He feel like his dick game was on point. And I'm like, damn. So it would be damn if he do, damn if he don't. Whether nigga got a big dick, medium dick, little dick, y'all really don't know what you want. And of course you wouldn't know what you want. You can't know what you want when you don't know who you are. We've been going about relationships the wrong way. We go about relationships the way we was culturally taught.
There you go.
Not the way we culturally really are innately. So you become, it goes back to my example of the Mercedes-Benz and you put a Ford engine in it. It's only going to work fucked up because that's not the engine that belongs in it.
That's right.
So I was never surprised at the shit that they were saying. I was just surprised at the so-called smart-ass black women that decided that they was going to ostracize me and try to play wit for wit games. And I'm like, yo, you with the degrees, I don't even got the degrees and you don't know what your lower self is? But then I thought about something.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the motherfucker that smokes cigarettes all the time. He smokes so much, he don't smell the cigarettes on him. But everybody else do.
Right.
So when people tell him, like, yo, you smell like cigarettes, I can't smell it. Nah, you've been in it so long, you don't smell it so much. They've been in their lower self so long, they don't even know that they in their lower self. They really think that they are better, that they are refined.
Mm-hmm.
How you refine when you hate your hair? How you refine when you hate the eyelashes that was already on your face? How you refine when you refuse to grow your own nails? How do you call yourself refined when the face that you come out the house with is not the face that you go to bed with? You are a person who don't respect yourself. And when you don't respect yourself, you are living a life that doesn't require respect. You can't require respect from somebody else. You can't tell somebody to keep it real with you when you don't keep it real with yourself. Tell the truth. The only reason why you have these degrees and these jobs is because your subjugator offers you these opportunities. And not to say that they don't offer them to black men. They do, to a certain degree, if you're the right type of black man. And if you educated black women were so educated, they would understand this and see the bigger picture, but you don't. No foresight, all you see is what's in front of you. But then you think you have arrived, so you feel like you justify because black men ain't shit, and I done did all this, and I raised these kids by myself. And then you're supposed to be a hero. Give me a badge of honor. But then I gotta ask the question. If you got, because the average black woman got at least a minimum of 2 baby daddies. He talk shit about black men all the time. You got more. Nigga, your kids all don't look the same. That should be bugging me out.
Mm-hmm. He
got multiple baby mamas. I ain't fucking with them. Your kids don't all got the same daddies. You got 3 kids, 2 of them got the same last name, 1 of them don't. Two of them light skinned and you light skinned and then you got this one dark chocolate motherfucker. Where did he come from? Listen, cut the fucking out. Mm-hmm. We are dysfunctional as a people because we have been deracinated and we are living as the results of acculturation, which is all the result of social engineering. This is about design. They wanted us to be at each other like this. Only problem is y'all ain't figured this shit out. And y'all the educated ones. That's the shit that's making me mad. Now, I'm not mad at all black women. I'm particularly and specifically pissed off at these so-called educated black women. Mm-hmm. These are the ones I really got a problem with because you spent all that time to go get educated so you can go ask your subjugator for a good job so that you can get that house that you're paying a mortgage on that you'll never own and you got that nice car that you'll never own. And them little trinkets and shit, and you go to church and you think you are refined and you have arrived in life. You still a fucking slave out here. And you are propagating a slave narrative by continuing to carry on a lot of the bullshit that should not be going on. But then when we had this conversation, the first response is, well, if you black men. What do you mean if you black men? Even if you find an upright black man and you put them together with a black woman, there always becomes a divide, some way, somehow. Or that man compromises. Because the funny thing is, there are a lot more black men who are, I won't use the word woke because I hate that shit. Niggas just run shit in the ground. Mm-hmm. There are a lot more black men that are a lot more enlightened than people would like to admit. But they compromise their enlightenment because of these women. Because we had this conversation before about these niggas in church that niggas really don't want to be there, yo. They know that shit is some bullshit. Mm-hmm. But he got to go to war with his woman. And she might have more money than him. Not to say he ain't a good man, but she got more money than him. And she got the degrees and the DDVs next to her name. And as far as she concerned, us niggas in this house, we gonna serve the Lord. You know, this nigga know better. He know better.
He's like, come on, those hoops. Women. Jump to those hoops.
You gotta jump through these hoops and live a lie to entertain your woman's ego. She won't get out her lower self. Yes, I'm saying y'all in your lower self. Even you Bible told Jesus chicks, y'all in your lower selves. Y'all have yet to come to a higher way of thinking. And I'm not saying this shit like I'm the guru, because I'm not. I'm still learning. But I ain't in the basement no more. I'm on the second floor. But I ain't in the basement no more. I understand. Like I told you earlier, I be telling females straight up, I don't want to have sex. I used to call bearing the children. Like men, we are only the genetic contributors. You women are the carriers and the bearers of these children. So what you do spiritually and mentally, this is what you are producing. This is what's coming out of you. So if you a toxic motherfucker, what you think you gonna have? Like, we have to stop fucking playing games. We have to stop running from accountability. You are the matriarchs. You are supposed to be the matriarchs, the head. But we're going about this the wrong way. We're going about relationships the wrong way. That's what I wanted to tell sis. You're going about the relationship the wrong way.
Right.
You wonder why our aunts and our grandmas and great-grandparents stayed together for 20, 30, 40 years. Women that did not go after men for how big his dick was and what he could do for her.
Exactly.
They were raised to find a husband to build a life. All the rest of that shit falls in. That's higher thinking. I'm looking for someone to build a life with, to build with. This ain't what we doing.
Exactly. We don't see much of it going on that level. And
no, we in a relationship's about what a nigga can do. What can he do for me?
Right. And like you said earlier, that when you speak to these young ladies and you say, well, I'm not looking for sex, it disarms those who have that as some advantage over you. Okay, I know.
Oh, nigga, they think I'm crazy.
Right.
I'm either crazy, I'm gay.
Right, but it disarms them because now the thing that they thought that they had on you, like, I know he wants this, and I'm going to lead him. You know, for those who think that way, I'm going to have to keep on saying disclaimers. This is not all black women. This is some, not all, but some. We said that in the beginning. You might pop by in this video halfway through and not have heard the disclaimer, but this is not all, but some. But many.
I'm saying 80%.
Yeah. It's too many. Right, exactly.
I'm saying 80%. I'm saying a strong 80%. For real, I'm saying a strong ass 80%.
Mm-hmm.
Even if she's not the female that's all on the social media, she still may be the female with that mentality.
Right.
You know, if he can't take care of me, if he can't whoop-de-whoop. And it's like, yo, y'all talk out both sides of your mouth. And one breath is, I don't even think of for shit. Mm-hmm. But then when you get to breath is, well, what the fuck is this nigga? If he can't do for me, like, come on. You know, which one is it?
Right.
What happened to the interdependence? Wrong word. Interest during slavery.
Tell it.
This is history. I ain't talking no top secret Illuminati shit. If you fucking so-called educated women would take the time to read some books, get away from the fucking reality TV shows and social media, pick up a book and just read what they did to our foremothers and forefathers, then you would get a clear understanding as to where we are now. You think and feel the way that you feel, not because the circumstances may not because the circumstances line up with it, but because this was by design. We wasn't always this way. It's evidence of that shit. It's very evident that it wasn't always that way, and it has declined every generation after. As a matter of fact, after civil rights, it was over. It was over.
Mm-hmm.
It's over. It was dead. And crack just completely destroyed that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have this wayward thinking about relationships and how we are to conduct ourselves. Now we have a very high divorce rate, a super high divorce rate.
Wasn't like that before.
And it was not like that before. It was just not. So, if you think low, all you'll ever get is low. It ain't like, well, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Sex ain't an important part of the relationship? Because this is what they'll say. Well, sex is an important thing in a relationship. It is, depending on what you use sex for.
There you go.
Do you even really understand what sex was about? We know the perverted version that we got in our acculturation process and our vaccination, what we have adapted from somebody else's culture. We know what that is, and we participate in it. And in our lower selves, we enjoy a lot of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth of the matter is, that's not what sex is used for. That's not its purpose. Its purpose is for creation, not just physically, but spiritually.
That's right.
It's energy. I was looking at a podcast, $1 Million Worth of Game, and Gilly the Kid and Willow 267 was talking about demon dumpsters, demon dumpers, talking about dudes that was coming to females and dropping off demons, and they were partly right. And I wish I could have been on a show to build on to that, to really make it clarify.
Yeah.
But I knew where they was going. They was talking about women fucking with all these different men and shit being dropped off. But I'm gonna take it to the next level because spiritually, yeah, that's what it really is. When you having sex with somebody, not only are you, especially if you having sex raw, not only are you interchanging fluids, but you are interchanging energy. You dropping off energy off into each other. Now, before I understood this, I used to be the dude when people be like, yo, I was born gay. And I'd be like, nigga, fuck out of here. It's a choice. And it is still a choice.
Right.
However, I will say this. When you flirting around with people that got all different types of energy in them and you don't know what it is or who they flirting with, because it be niggas that be fucking with you and them niggas really be down low.
Mm-hmm.
And if this a nigga that got you pregnant, what you think he dumping in you?
That's right.
That secret spirit of homosexuality that he ain't telling you about, you don't think that shit can't get in your kid?
Mm-hmm.
See, they'll be like, that's some bullshit. It's not. And I'll prove my point. Because people of other nationalities do certain things when their kids are in the room for a reason, because that energy, those kids are alive. Yeah, that's an entity.
That's right.
It's a soul. It's a spirit. And they can hear you. That's why the Chinese sit and read all types of books.
Yes.
Calculus, algebra, why they in the womb. That's why they come out so fucking smart. There's a reason why white people play classical music and read all kinds of books. But
we're watching Real Housewives of Atlanta, reality TV shows, stupid stuff on the internet. I mean, really. And what do you expect?
You got women who be pregnant with their kids and their girlfriends is dice. Oh, listen, where you think this shit? Listen, if you bring some people in the house, and I learned this early when I was younger, and I learned it from my mother because they went to church. And even though they were associated with their religiosity and they associated with the devil or whatever because they only understand what they understand, I really now understand even more what it was with the energy when they was like, yo, you should be careful who you let in your house.
I heard the same thing too.
Because a motherfucker come to your house and leave, and then you wonder why your kids is acting fucking crazy because this nigga just dropped some shit off. You don't know that they gonna drop some shit off, or maybe you do. And even though you might be strong enough to be like, oh, that nigga has some bad energy, but your kids, they innocent.
Right. Unprotected.
They don't know.
That's right.
Exactly. So now you wonder why your son walking around acting a fucking fool like this nigga was just good all day. Mm-hmm. Now all of a sudden he want to act out. He act out because you just let, you know what I'm saying, your cousins and them come in the house. And even though y'all was laughing, you don't know what's going on the inside. You don't know who brought foul energy with him.
For real.
So when you pregnant and you got this child in your body, and your homies is into all kinds of weird shit, you are exposing your child. So when you have a woman that's pregnant and she got people around her and they weirdos, that's what exposing your child to.
Right. Straight weirdos.
They straight weirdos. They sitting around talking about all kinds of crazy ass shit and your child in the room is hearing this shit.
Even when they're not hearing it with the words, just the conversation, that thing, just being that spirit, man. It's an energy. It's whatever you want to call it. I mean, the people who are listening, right? But it's that thing in the atmosphere, man, and it's occupying. And even though you'll say, well, they're unprotected, man. I mean, you can stand around and say you won't say certain things. You might be whispering certain things, but that thing is in there. And they lay in the bed. They may not even hear all the words, man, but it's going to get them. It's going to be around them, become part of them. I've seen it time and time again.
Yes.
And
so then, yes, that would explain why your little son is walking around switching his ass and fruity at 3 and 4, and you like, I don't even understand why he unprotected. Because the mothers is unprotected. They not protecting themselves, but why are they not? Because they in their lower self. Ain't nobody teaching them this. And because they got this chip on their shoulder, now they have an unteachable spirit.
Resistant.
So now you can't tell them shit. Especially if they get things without the help of a black man, now you really can't tell them shit. And if they go even further and acquire degrees, now you really, really can't tell them shit. Especially if they don't think you on the same level because you ain't got no degrees. But see, that thinking comes from your deracination. It comes from your acculturation. It comes from you trying to emulate your subjugator. That's how he holds his stance against everybody. I got these degrees, and you know what I'm saying? I took this time and read and studied, and he did. And you fall for the fuckery because you didn't take the time to read and study and find out not just what you read and study and to acquire a job, a slave. I don't care on what level it is, you're a slave. I don't care if you got a PhD. If somebody else,
exactly,
we all still slaving. If you gotta touch that cotton, just print it up with them dead presidents on there, yo, we all slaving out here. We've lost so much sight of this.
So true.
So the problem I'm having with black women is that, yo, you've forgotten that you are black women and that there is a culture that was originally attached to you and that there is a way that we should be handling each other. But in order to get there, yo, we got to stop the bickering and the pointing fingers. And definitely, you got to stop banging on a nigga when he says something intellectual. I ain't get on there and say nothing crazy to him.
Exactly.
I wasn't talking shit to nobody. It was just the fact that I said something that went over their head or something that they were taking as, oh, he's attacking us. I'm not attacking you. I made an observation. Y'all didn't give her no advice. Right. Y'all gave her stories about other niggas that y'all felt had little dicks so he couldn't fuck or whatever. And I'm like, damn, yo, y'all talking like little kids. This were little girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, most of these women were grown-ass women.
But, you know, the funny thing about it is, as advanced as they feel they are, when you start speaking on that level, right? And I know women will get together and make jokes and stuff like that, but when you're out there public like this and you can show that this is totally ingrained in your thinking, that no matter how indoctrinated you are to memorize what the slave master tells you to spit back to get to the degree because he's not teaching you to be a free thinker. It's almost like back on the plantation when they would look at the men's genitals and look at his size and look at his height and look how strong he is. And he's evaluating that particular enslaved black man, African man,
right,
to produce, to have more. Some of our sisters have adopted the same way of thinking, but it's only on that shallow level. And like you said, you know, demon dumps or whatever. It's funny. Right. So now they're looking for this one person who has it all. And like I said in one of my blogs before, I think it was either a video or something that I wrote, that lots of times good dick is attached to a fool, to a lazy man. I'm not saying that to be a hater. I'm just saying if that's all it is, if that's all it takes, if they're detached and they're just looking for that and not the man, a real man of character and principle, then they're never going to be happy. You know what I mean? Because look, how long is that going to last? How long can Viagra last? I mean, you'll be 85.
They don't want that man. They don't want that man. Listen, they don't want that man. I hear them say that they want that man.
Wow.
But then when they get that man, they don't know how to act. When they get the man who's dedicated to the family, who's dedicated and committed to the relationship, this nigga's whereabouts is accounted for. He dumps his pockets out every month to make sure everything is cool. That's not what they want. They think he a punk.
Well,
He a pussy.
Right. There comes a time, though, as they get older, where that way of thinking comes back to haunt them, because as they get older, and like we said earlier, that we have women who they may have been married or through multiple relationships, and unfortunately sometimes, you may have that woman who has a mate, a husband, and he dies. Transitions. I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about the ones who thought this way, and all through their formative years coming up, getting their degrees, getting their homes, getting everything. There are a lot of women out here who have a beautiful home, who have multiple cars, who their home is almost paid for, if not paid for outright, who have done well according to what society says success is, and they're very, very lonely. And exactly. And see, that guy that they turn their nose up on back in the day, who didn't make as much money, maybe didn't have the biggest dick, right? But like you said, he went to work, he came home, brought all his money home, he was accounted for, he wasn't some pretty boy in the club, he wasn't all he wasn't all that according to them. They were going higher, he's below me. Now, this same guy who may be a blue collar guy, right? Maybe, I'm not mad if you make a little more money, but his house is paid for. He has his wife and kids. The children went on to do other things. He has that stability, and they grew older together. You see?
And she went into this nigga at Walmart, and now she in her mid to late 40s, going in her 50s.
Right.
Now trying to live out her early 20s again. And you look stupid as shit. You look stupid as shit. That's the crazy thing. You out here trying to do what your daughters is doing. You're supposed to be so past that at this point in life.
Right.
Sisters, it's not a coincidence. And you cannot say that there's all bad black men. Just like I won't say it's all bad black women.
Of course
I'm going to say it's 80%. I'm going to say 80% of y'all is the problem. Not because y'all don't have the potential to be good women. Y'all just shot the fuck out. That's the only way I know how to put it. Simple. Y'all are shot the fuck out, yo. And y'all wavered in y'all thinking. And y'all would want to attack me and say I'm bitter and I'm mad. And nah, but I am disappointed, because if us black men could take the effort, even those that fucked up in life, we made bad decisions. A lot of
everybody does. Prison. Yeah, but a lot of us go through things, man. It's where we're going. If we learn from it and ascend from it, But
this is the problem. They don't learn from it. And I'm like, listen, after 3 baby daddies, a failed marriage, something got to tell you that, it can't be every nigga, because we don't have seminars. Just to let y'all know, we don't got seminars.
Right.
There ain't no web page where we exchanging phone numbers and addresses. Like, I fucked her over 5 years ago. Man, you could go fuck her over too. This is not happening. This is not happening. And if you're having these same type of situations with different men in different times and situations, baby, the problem is fucking you. You can't keep blaming black men. Then you got to look in the mirror of yourself and take accountability, but you won't, because you're spoiled. You have a sense of entitlement and a false sense of justification for how you are, because you've allowed yourself to be brought into a system that was designed to ostracize and demonize your man. And now you are participating in the shit. You have been participating in the shit for the last few decades, probably about 3 decades.
Broke the black family. That's the main thing. But
they participated.
The black man, right? The black man. But overall, if this thing is so good, the system that you're in and that you observe as being this thing that's so wonderful, that makes you look down on us, what is it doing for the black family? What is it doing for the black family to keep us intact, which we should be, but there's too many of us. Maybe not you or I, right? But we know, and we still had to learn. But the bottom line is they didn't know. It went over their head, but now they're running down the same system that breaks up the same very family. And like we said earlier, they'll support some of these sisters now that are successful by society's terms, but maybe by another scale, they're not successful. Their loneliness and pain that they have to deal with in the middle of the night doesn't say that they're successful, when all they can pull out is a battery-operated boyfriend. But they say in the daytime, oh, I need this dick and that dick. Well, you got one. You can buy one, just like you bought your eyelashes, your hair, and right. They go hang out with the gay guys, and they feel they have some type of pseudo reduced masculine energy. Well, he's not going to hit on me, and he's not going to this. But the only reason why they feel comfortable with that person because they're a man declawed. You don't mind the cat jumping up in your face and putting his paws in your face because you know there's no claws in there to dig your eyes out.
Right.
And you support this now. And while you're supporting hanging around with the hairdresser or the choir director, you mad at night because you don't have a real man, but you hanging around this other energy. And even though we're older and we're supposed to be more mature, like that child that hung around, or maybe his circumstances made it where other people with the weird energy came around, whatever it may be, you still get an effect from the energy that you hang around. So when you hang around a gay dude, that's not something that's going to be an attractant to your aura for a real man. No. Because he can sniff that on you. I mean, come on now. You meet a woman who has everything across the board going on with her, and she has a bunch of gay dudes hanging around her. There's something wrong with that. I'm going to say it. There's something off about that. That's nothing that's attractive to a real man. Oh, she has all these gay dudes around, and the gay dude busy looking at you to check you out to see if he can get with you.
Right.
Because that's his goal. And some will say, well, all gay men are not promiscuous. The hell if they're not. Look, okay, not to get off the subject, but I want to make this point also.
That's on the subject because they the biggest supporters of these dudes.
Exactly. It ain't nothing pretty, man. It ain't nothing pretty, man, when you see two dudes locked up doing what they do. Okay? I mean, working in the jail and in prisons. And in life, you see this stuff. But really in there, you see a whole lot of that. Am I saying that everybody that goes in there is like that? No. But there's a whole lot more than what you would think. And when you walk into these cells and you catch them, you're supposed to stop what they're doing, whatever, because, you know, that's what you got to do. The smell. See, TV and the media romanticizes this whole thing and tries to bring it, well, it's love. I never walked into a room. You know, when you're young, you have a room or something in your home or some little basement or whatever. You say, go on down there. You can take the girl down there. And they leave and you're like, okay, let me straighten up. There's a certain scent from people sweating in bodily fluids. You walk in on that, that's something you don't want to smell. You automatically see how wicked it is. But then they support this. They support this. You can't have it both ways. That energy gets on you, and it's something bizarre. No real man wants to be around a woman. Now, you might have a brother who is in your family who's that way. It's not like you're going to have a total isolation from that, because look at the world we're living in. But if you fancy that, there's something wrong with you. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're totally right. And not to, because I don't want gay people to think I'm bashing them.
No, we're just talking real.
I would say for black people, it ain't culturally us. You know what I'm saying? That's not our culture. However, you choose to do what you choose to do behind closed doors. It is of no consequence to me.
Right.
However, I would say this to black women. You didn't get here because of two men. And because of your disdain and your inability to forgive, you choose to follow things that I guess they appease to your ego, your flesh, what make you feel good. Again, your lower self. This is still lower shit. We not on the upper level. Any woman out there right now, black woman, if you think because you have a degree that you are thinking on a higher level, stop it. Stop it now. No.
But look at the wording. A degree.
A degree.
A degree.
A level.
Exactly. But there are many degrees out here. Not to knock, but are you a thinker? Are you a free thinker? Can you think out of the box that you've been trained to fit in? That's the key.
That's not what a degree is for.
Exactly.
All a degree says is that you are a slave that followed the program, and if we hire you, we know that you think in a certain way that we want you to follow our agenda to make us wealthy.
That's right.
You are qualified to carry out the agenda. That's it. That's all it means. Nobody never said you was the fuck smart. Because if you were smart, you would know what the fuck I was saying when I said you was in your lower self. Even a dumb motherfucker know about the chakras. Nigga, everybody know about the chakras. What the fuck, yo? You don't know what the lower self is? Tell me what it is. Nigga, you know what it is. And if you don't, man, maybe you meant to be there. Because I told you before, everybody got to play their part. And that's why I'm telling you women, the game that you play, the life that you live in, it does not require respect. If you get dressed and you act like a fallacious woman, you will get treated like a fallacious woman. And that doesn't require respect. Whoever respected a whore?
Right.
Whoever respected a whore? Whores don't never get respect.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one whore in history that ever got respected. And that was in the Bible. But that's a narrative. That's a story. It ain't even in real life because it doesn't happen in real life. There's definitely a clear difference between, I won't use the word whore because I don't want black women to be like, oh, now he's calling us whores. No, I would say this. There is clearly a difference between a fallacious woman and a virtuous woman. And just because you have a degree and a car and a job that pays you good money and a house does not mean you're virtuous. That does not make you virtuous. It just means you got a car and a house and a decent job that makes decent money. Okay.
But you still have to submit to the system, because the bottom line is you might make a little more money, but how long can you live on the same standard if you were not in that system working? How many paychecks are you away from being on the curb? Okay, so for somebody say, right, but see, that's what I'm trying to say. Are you okay? Even if you're in the system, because I always clarify that there's two systems: there's a natural system and there's a man-made system. And that, like I said, I never saw a deer have a nervous breakdown. I never saw a rabbit stressed because he didn't pay his mortgage. Okay, there's free food out there, free shelter. They're living the life. We are not. We're in this system feeling higher than them, but they're looking at us and they call that the wild. This is the wild. It's imbalanced. It's toxic. It's engineered. It's not real. And so we go push our noses up because now we have some monopoly paper money that says something that can be snatched away and reduced in the worth of it. Not, we lost touch. We don't have family anymore. We don't have good. We're mean mugging people. We're thinking that people are talking about us, looking to steal from us. We're talking about other people. We get around other people to see what we can get out of other people, right? So we're way off. So how many paychecks before you hit the curb, right? So you're no different than anybody else who's in the system. I'm no different than anybody else in the system. I have a master plan one day to get out of the system and let the trees grow my mangoes and under the ground, grow my potatoes, and live far away somewhere else and watch America like a TV show. No matter what you call yourself, you can say, well, you're not African. You're from here. You're from there. When the white man sees you in his system, you better pop Dixie. What box do you check when the census come around? You know what I mean? You do something, you find out on the other ends in the system unless you behave the way they want you to behave. And many of our sisters don't realize they've been given a pass.
And it's on purpose.
Yeah, by design.
It's on purpose.
I'm not mad at them.
Definitely by design.
Right. But they got to know.
I am mad at them. Not mad.
Right.
No, mad is the wrong word. Disappointed.
Oh, no, I'm disappointed too. I mean,
because I'm like,
right.
If you're so intelligent, how do you not see this?
Right.
This is basic social psychology.
But I'm a married man and I'm disappointed because I'm disappointed from what I don't see should be out there. Just because I picked the fruit that I needed and wanted and I'm happy with the fruit that I have doesn't mean that I'm happy the tree is empty now and everybody wants to pick a fruit for themselves and can't find one. Symbolically, I talk. You see what I mean? So they're way off because they're following something artificial that's not bringing them joy. We're not mad if they have a structure of a home, a mortgage, and a nice big. We're not mad at that. I've had homes in my life before. All kinds of vehicles. I forgot how many cars I've had in my lifetime. Some luxury, some trucks, some pickups, some this and that. To me right now, I've ascended past that. You know, I'm a citizen of the world. I want to be into the real system. To know the signs that happen when you... To know when it's going to rain, to know how to plant something good and grow it up, to know, to be at peace, to wake up when I want to wake up, to go to bed when I want to go to bed, to not be bothered if I don't want to be bothered, to do whatever it is that I want to do, to get up one day and say, you know what, I'm going to go to the airport. I'm going to go pick a country. Where are you going? I don't know. How long before you come? I don't know. That requires money. Well, look, you can have your foot. You can be like a hybrid vehicle where you have an electric car that does have gas capabilities that backs you up when electricity runs out. You might have your foot in the system, get a little something from your earnings when you were in the system, but you're 95% out of it. But when you want to resurface in it, you've been accumulating. Doesn't mean you still can't earn money, but doesn't mean you have to work for it. And so these people who get the degrees, they don't understand. They may have a position in getting 6 figures or $1 million or whatever, but it's still the same cotton field. They may be holding a clipboard, but the ones you rule over while they pick cotton that look like you and me, if they're not picking the cotton, you can't hold the clipboard because if they don't come back, the same one that you think loves you so much because you have that degree is going to say, nigga, get on out there and pick the cotton because the regular cotton pickers are not here, and I'm going to hold the clipboard. And you're like, well, I have a degree. I have a position. The only position you have in this society is, and when they
like
need
that
it,
recession that happened, and all the niggas in Atlanta lost all them jobs, and and it looked like a ghost town, and people lost their man.
Right. I don't want that to touch me. I don't want that to touch me. I really want to put myself in a position where that kind of thing doesn't touch me. You see what I mean? So I'm not running toward the system. I'm running away from it. I don't need to have 50 pairs of shoes. I don't have to have 100 outfits. I don't have to have a huge closet. I don't have to have, look, at the end of the day, I don't even need a big house. Just give me a small structure. Let me have some land. Give me a bicycle. I'll ride a bicycle. I'll live good inside because I'm good with my hands, right? But I'm not going to jump to the dictates of this society and the expectations that they have on us while they hate us. I'm not going to do it. So when people turn their nose up, I'm like, wow, you're really living in a straw house and there's a hurricane coming on. It's windy right now. I'm like, emphasis on the wrong things. The superficial foolishness, which comes really from feeling so insecure about yourself.
Thank you. And the crazy thing is, everything you said was so on point and it's beautiful. And that shit is going on deaf ears.
Oh, most definitely.
So a lot of black women is going on deaf ears. They don't want to hear this shit. I swear to you, I meet black women and they be so cool on the front end, but then we get to talking, and then because my conversations is not in the low, they like, so what you about to start preaching to me? And nah, what are you talking about? No. Oh, sorry. I'm supposed to be talking dickhead shit right now. That's what they expected. Because they put us in this box.
Right.
They put us all in the same box.
But they almost get mad sometimes when they find out that your conversation is really a wider scope.
They claim they want it, but they don't. I was in a relationship with a woman. I did the right thing, and it was a problem. And I said to her one day, I wish I was the nigga that was sitting on the couch, you know what I'm saying, taking you to work in your car, dropping you off, picking my homies up, coming to the house, eating up the food,
for real,
playing PlayStation all day, smoking weed, dropping them off, burning your gas up, picking you up, come home, don't cook you shit, watch ESPN, wait for you, and then call on top of you and do my thing and do this every day. That's the nigga y'all like, and then y'all bitch about him later like, he ain't got shit, he ain't trying to do shit. But the dude that really wanted to be there for you, you didn't want to fuck with him.
Right.
You didn't want him, even though amongst each other y'all say that's the nigga you want, but you don't. But the problem is because you're measuring your men up against your subjugator.
Who holds all the cards. Yes. He holds all the aces.
Thank you.
And you
comparing me to the nigga that even allowing you to fucking even breathe as good as you breathe.
Exactly.
That's where you getting it fucked up. You can't put us on the same scale because the playing ground ain't equal. It ain't been equal in 5, 6, 7, 800 years. So you look at and then here's the crazy thing. So you get the examples on TV. You see the reality shows, particularly the basketball wives and the wives that had the famous husbands and shit. And you get the same thing from these niggas too. So, do you not understand why? They don't get it. So you get these dudes, but they think like they subjugated too when they get that money.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because he knows if he didn't have that money, bitch, you wouldn't even be trying to talk to me. Yes, I'm using the word bitch. I don't like this shit. Damn it. You wouldn't even talk to me. Because this is what they say. Bitch, you wouldn't even talk to me. I can name 5 ugly-ass niggas that played in the NBA who got badass women. Now, some of them might actually grew to love this dude. But if he wasn't in where he was at, she ran up on this dude on the street, she would not fucking talk to this guy.
That's true. And there's something, but that's the truth, though.
And he knows this shit. So in the back of his mind, you are always a fucking liability.
There you go.
That's how your subjugator think about his woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he's always thought about his woman. And what I always say, man, anytime a people will embody anything, they will eventually evolve and become like the mind and the nature of the spirit of the creators.
Yes.
So when you thinking and you acting like your subjugator, you're going to be your subjugator. Well, this nigga make you a liability. You are a liability. And when he gets out of your ass, he'll do whatever he wants. He don't care. I got the money. Man, yeah, some of y'all walk off with good party prizes and shit and get half of his bread and all that. He knew that's what the hell he was around for in the first place. Which means now he's going to dog out pretty much every woman he's going to come in contact with Air Force after, because what he had in the back of his mind from the door when he was dealing with you came to be true. He was only around because of what he can do for you, because of who he is. Not because of who he really is.
Right.
So y'all say y'all want good men. Y'all really don't want good men.
Because they got to come out of their lower desires, the lower thinking.
Because they won't come out their lower self. Exactly my point. That is why your spiritual life is so important. And this is what I say to y'all women. You got to get into your spiritual life. And I ain't talking about your church life. That's fucking y'all up too. That's the biggest part of y'all fucking problem. Is your church life.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is fucking your whole thinking up. Period.
Religion has nothing to do with spirituality.
Has absolutely nothing to do with spirituality. As a matter of fact, they are on the opposite ends of the scale. I'm talking about the whole doctrine, the belief. All of that, the main character, his son, all that shit ain't got nothing to do with your spiritual life.
That's like
Your
McDonald's.
spiritual life is just,
It's like McDonald's having nothing to do with nutrition, but you go there and you say you're eating. You're getting
and they got nutritional facts on the food. Like, the fuck you mean, yo?
But they don't read it, just like they don't read the Bible, right? But they go in there and listen to somebody's interpretation, and it's every church you go, it screws everybody up. But drop a few jewels on them, because I know you're going to touch a lot of people who are going to not like you talking that junk about the Bible.
I don't care. I never give a shit about what they think. They can go research. Yeah, they can go research any of this that I'm telling them, and I swear, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm really not into the whole debate shit, but please find one person, just one, known or unknown, to disprove anything that I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Disprove anything. I'll give a nigga my whole check, my whole entire check. If anybody, and it's a nice husky check, I'll give it to anybody that can disprove what I'm saying right now. And I know it ain't near nigga out here that can disprove what I'm talking about. This is all observation. This is what I'm watching and observing going on, not just around me, but in other places I've been, from people that I know. In social media, y'all put your business out there. So I connect the dots. Like, all right, this ain't an isolated situation. This is a fucking epidemic. This is not coincidence at all. So listen, black people, black women, we talking about black women today. If you don't change the way you think, you will never get any other results than what you get. And if y'all been thinking the way you've been thinking for all these years, and you're still coming out with the same result, now I have to think that y'all are fucking insane. Because that's insanity. That is the definition of insanity. At some point, you gotta stop and look at yourself and be like, hold up. It's too bad most of y'all don't figure it out until you in your 50s and your 60s, and now you want somebody to fucking live with you for the rest of your life and be your companion. You done lost the best years of your life being an asshole. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And proving to a nigga what you is and what you ain't gonna tolerate, as if anybody give a shit. Don't nobody give a shit with y'all. Mm-hmm. Y'all are your own cheerleaders with this shit. Don't nobody agree with y'all with this shit but y'all. But I know there are women out here that understand exactly what I'm talking about. And they have it hard, just like good men like us have it hard, because now we have to keep encountering, I don't want to use the word toxic because they keep throwing this word around, and I don't want to use the word narcissistic because that's the new hater word for when a man, any man, but I'm only talking about black women, but a man, you know, the way she thinks he is, he's a narcissist. And we got into that conversation before, but I'm like, go look up the word narcissist. Everybody has a bit of narcissism in it. Matter of fact, let's deal with that real quick. Black women, just because y'all learn some multiple syllable words and shit, if you can use to throw at a man, particularly a black man, cut that shit out. Go do some research, man. Stop jumping on everybody's fucking bandwagon. Do some research because you sound retarded. And retarded, the word retarded means to not think right. No, we're not thinking right. So on the same site, they talk about narcissism. And I was like, do y'all even know what the fucking word narcissism even means? It's a mental condition. Actually, it's not. Someone with extreme narcissism may have a mental condition, but it's not. The word narcissism has everything to do with self-love. But it gets even deeper, because if you get into the etymology, the word comes from a fucking Roman Greco myth, a mythology, a mythological story about a nigga who saw his own reflection in the water and fell in love with the bitch. Self-love. How could that be bad?
But black men are not supposed to have self-love. See, and
fuck that. I'm a narcissist then. Yeah, I love myself. And exactly. I love myself more than your fucked up opinion. Exactly. Trust me, I do. I swear to you, if I'm a narcissist, then I'm a narcissist. I'll take that. Yeah, I love myself more than your opinion. I love myself more than your bitterish, unforgiving ways. You're absolutely right. I'm so much more in love with myself than your Brazilian hair and the big ass camel eyelashes you wear and the nails and the fucking bustiers y'all put on to hide the dust and shit. Listen, yes, I love myself more than that bullshit.
Well, let me tell you,
I much rather love myself than that bullshit.
I've had that word levied at me when I really thought about it. The ones who did that were very insecure.
What was his word?
Yeah. They didn't love themselves, very insecure, and had no confidence. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's what you do. You throw off on somebody who, I love myself. I was taught to love myself. There are many people out here, men and women, but we're speaking about the women who are like that. We're not saying all women are like that, but there are many women out here who do not love themselves because, like you beautifully said earlier on, if they did, they wouldn't have to go through all those changes, painting their face on, putting the electrical tape, eyelashes on, the French whatever, lace, all this stuff, right? And see, you know, femininity, right? Excuse me with my Mike Tyson moment. It's been so warped that just like now, right? Okay, we got the strange energies around our kids, little down low homosexual, you know, men who come and lay with the women and put that energy inside of them, and then they're hanging out with the gay guys, and they're okay with that, and then they get older, and then all of a sudden now you're blending with that. You hate the man, a real man. You're bringing forth the strange energy. It's one big mess. You have the battery-operated boyfriend, but then you turn around and you say, niggas ain't shit. So how are you going to have it both ways? The very thing you want and need deep down. Yes, you may have gone through some pain and made some bad choices, and some have kept on going back and kept making the bad choices, and somebody in their mind has to pay the bill. I'm not going to foot this bill and be responsible for my decisions. And it haunts them, and they get older and they get bitter, and they have no clue how fast time goes by if you don't do what you have to do in this life. You have to make up your mind, make up your mind to be the person that you're supposed to be, and make good choices. Yes, that's why they have erasers on pencils. You can make mistakes, but don't keep doing the same thing. You'll have no more eraser left, and then you won't be able to erase what's there, and you're going to have to look at it for the rest of your life.
Right.
My dear brother, I'm not going to put his name out there, but my dear brother, his wife transitioned, and I believe it was 35 years of marriage. As soon as she turned 18, I believe, maybe a year or two off, you know, they got married, and they've been married ever since. And it's the closest thing that I've seen, and I know ins and outs, good friends, to a perfect marriage, which there is none. There's always a settling in period. You can build a perfect house. The foundation is always going to settle in. What I'm saying is that she's gone now on to a different level, but they're still connected. And this just happened recently. But look how fast time goes by. So here's a couple who enjoyed 35 years, but there was a beginning and an end. And I'm saying this to say this. There are women out here who think that it's a revolving door thing where it's never going to end. You're not going to be on this earth forever. You're going to get older. Things are going to happen. Why are you wasting time with stuff that you know is not going to work? It just blows my mind. You're going to keep playing these games. Driving the bus all the years that I did, I used to see older women, much older women, trying to play the same games.
Right.
And they never grew out of that. It's almost like when they say energy is trapped in a certain area and there was a murder in a certain house and people see things and it's revolving. It just never goes away. They haven't settled. They haven't gotten over that point. And like you said, when some may have their children so early on and make bad choices in this society, because remember, you had it in the South many years ago that if you had 15 kids, you had all this acreage, you had all this land to grow your food, you had family around, so it wasn't that you had to pay anybody for daycare.
Right.
It wasn't that you had to go, I got to go now, the groceries are so expensive. No, we're all going out there, we're going to pick them vegetables. We ate better, and fruits. See, so we had a more natural life. We're trying to fit in to an unnatural situation. So it's like trying to fit the square peg into the round hole. And now we're grinning and bearing it. You see that the young girl that had 4 and 5 kids before she was 20, that would have been more. That was the norm back then. But you had a system of family and community to support it, and you weren't bitter. And everybody knew their cousins and aunts and uncles. Everybody had a good old time. There was no stress. We've gotten away from that and traded it all for the shiny red things. Like they say, you know, niggers love shiny things. Niggers love red things, glittery things. So we gave up that backbone of our family and our community to run into this trap, guided by white supremacy. And we're left with a battery-operated boyfriend, bitterness in a group, a chat room or a WhatsApp chat room, and we just hide our faces and lash out at the world. And there are many groups like this on social media. And yes, there are many groups that men have. Again, we're speaking in surgical precision about some of our sisters, which Brother Hallah says is about 80% the way they're thinking. I'm not arguing with you. I have to agree with you. You know, I mean, okay, you have a white outfit on. A man falls into the mud and rolls over and gets up and mud is all over his white suit. And you have another guy who steps in it with one foot and a little bit of the mud gets on his right pants leg. But when they tell and they say, wow, how did he look? Oh, he's dirty and he's dirty. One has more and one has less. But once you've been marred and touched, you've been marred and affected. So some are affected in more of a degree, some less, some more of a degree, and they get over it and conquer it. And some get a little bit of it and they walk with it through their whole life. Some of these sisters, okay, just like some of the brothers, but we're talking about the sisters now. Some are batshit crazy. At first, you see them, and it's the perfect package. And when you begin to dig, you're like, oh, let me get on up out of here. If you're smart.
Crazy as cat shit. You gotta start seeing them signs early.
But for the guys that fall for the charms. And see, like when you said, listen, sister, I'm not into this right now. I'm going to get to know you or whatever, but I'm not coming at you that way on a sexual level. That disarms them. You took the cheese out the mouse trap.
Yeah, she was fucked up. Man, she don't know what to do because in their mind, they think all men,
right,
specifically black men, only think what they dicks. Right. So they like, this is what we ultimately want. And I'm like, no. And she's really trying to convince me. Like, this relationship lasted 2 weeks. Like, literally 2 weeks. Like, she really tried to convince me that that's what I want. And I'm like, no.
She's telling you what you want?
I've been there. Yeah, I've been there. Because I'm really like, yo, listen.
Right.
I need to know what's attached to the pussy. Straight up. I had enough pussy in my life. Look, I got 4 baby moms and a bunch of Jones in between.
You have a master's degree.
Yeah, I got a PhD, you know what I'm saying, in pussyology. Please understand this. I seen them in all shapes, sizes, and colors. However, in my years now, at this point, I realized, we going about relationships the wrong way. We're starting them off the wrong way. This is not how we're supposed to do it. And we've been doing it this way, and it's not working. So I'm like, I've had failed relationships because I started them in the bedroom before I even realized whether I even like this girl or not.
Truth.
And then you find out later, like, they don't even like you. I ain't like being around you, and the only time we get along is when we in the bedroom. That's not a cool existence. Matter of fact, that sucks. That sucks. And typically that's why, man, you start going outside the relationship behind each other.
Keep talking, brother, man. Hit the restroom real quick. Keep talking.
But you addicted to the sex that comes with it. Man, listen, these females need to understand you can't get mad at the men for the choices that you make. You made these choices to deal with these men for whatever reason. But the victim shit gotta stop. You can't play the victim. You have to take accountability and say, I made choices based off of whatever, whether you thought you was in love, whether you thought this dude was really going to do what he said he was going to do or whatever. It didn't happen like that. And after it didn't happen the first time, you should have stopped and took a step back and said, yo, I got to go about this a totally different direction. And those men the same way. But again, we're talking about y'all today. You can't be mad at us for not following along the creative ideas and movie that you had in your head about how y'all think this is supposed to go. And then when we don't follow it, you get upset. If you never give me the script of the movie, then I don't know. You just lure us with the chat. But then we get in and we find out, yo, the narrative is something completely different.
Bait and switch.
You have to be more, we have to say, better judgment calls. You know what I'm saying? And how we even go about seeking relationships. Truthfully, we shouldn't really be seeking relationships. We should be seeking life partners to build with, someone to build with. Not because I just want somebody to be around and I'm tired of being lonely.
But if you seek out the life partner to build with, the relationship comes along with it. You see what I mean?
If you're thinking in your higher self and not your lower self, absolutely.
Right.
If you were thinking on a higher level, like, yo, my purpose here is to fulfill purpose. That's a spiritual thing. That ain't got nothing to do with your flesh. Your human experience, your flesh, all of those things fall in line when you deal with the upper level, when you thinking on a higher level. You know what I'm saying? When they say shit falls, roll downhill, that's how it works. When you're thinking on a lower level, these things will fall, all these things will fall into place. But if you already in the lower spot and that's all you created, there's nowhere for you to go. All you do is just compile up a big corner of shit. But then the bigger problem is you carry this shit around. So the biggest problem with the relationship with the girl for 2 weeks was she came into the relationship from the door like, yo, I'm not easy to convince and I have trust issues. And you don't need a boyfriend, you need a therapist. No, for real, you don't need a boyfriend. You need a fucking therapist. And this is really a big problem. I got trust issues. You need to go get help. You don't need to be in a relationship. But you do this. You go into new relationships with old relationships share with you. And the crazy thing about that is a great deal of y'all like God-fearing Christians, believers, and forgiveness is supposed to be like, that's like the biggest mantra in the religion, right? Forgiveness, having a forgiving heart. They forgive their subjugators, but they don't forgive the men in their life, even all the way to their fathers. And they wonder why they can go no further. Why they can't keep you still got issues. If you don't eradicate these things out of your life and clear the slate and think better than you did before, all you will do is attract the same bullshit. And then you just keep adding on to the pile of shit in the corner of your basement. So these chicks are stuck in the basement. That's why they don't understand what I'm talking about their lower self. They in their lower self. And they've been there so long, they don't even smell the shit that's on them. They don't know they stink. That's the bad part about it. They don't even know they stink. It's like the homeless dude that been outside so long, he forgot he dirty as fuck. Nigga, you stink. And this nigga want to be around you, talking to you, or hug on you, shake hands. You forget. You ain't had a bath in like 6 months. You stink.
He gets insulted too when you tell him.
Yeah, exactly. And he get insulted if you tell him, like, yo, your shit stink.
Yeah, he said, I stink. I don't really stink. And they have enablers that say, no, you don't stink.
Yeah, I mean, the nigga has been stinking so long, he forgot that he sick. They have been allowed to bottle in this bullshit for so long, they don't even realize that they still in it. Yet still, you'll get on TV and you'll forgive your subjugated. You will forgive the motherfucker that will definitely stab you in the back and put you on the unemployment line. However, that black man, whether it be your kid's father, your ex-husband, cousin, uncle, your father, brother, you refuse to forgive him. So when I see shit like that, I'm like, man, don't talk that guy shit to me, yo. I don't even want to hear that. Because if your guy could really show up, the nigga wouldn't account, he would not vouch for you. You unforgiving, you got an unforgiving heart.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even deal with the people that you bad relations all the way around across the board. Yet still you got a relationship with an imaginary individual.
Ain't that something?
But you can't get it right with the individuals that's right here in your face. That's crazy. I posted on my Facebook. I be people that people be like, God, family, and money. I'm like, that's interesting. And then you would rather have a wonderful relationship with your imaginary character, your imaginary friend, over your family. And niggas wonder why relationships and relatives are dysfunctional. This is why. You spending all your time trying to have a relationship with an imaginary character. You can't get shit right with the motherfuckers that's right here in your goddamn face. You can't forgive that nigga. And your kids is grown to the motherfucker and you still mad at him like it happened yesterday. Yeah, you were telling nigga you a Christian. You saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, and you got forgiveness in your heart, but you can't forgive that nigga. But we supposed to take y'all serious. I don't take y'all serious. That's why I be like, the shit is entertaining. Y'all stuck in y'all lower self. With a Gucci bag and a Bible in the other hand. Fucking crazy. And a chip on your shoulder. It's fucking crazy. So I say this to you sisters, listen, you want an intelligent brother like me or Lance or any brother puts a jewel out there, you don't understand? You know, humble yourself, yo. Use some intellectual vigilance and research. But don't talk shit. Shut the fuck up. Go see if what I'm talking about applies to you. It just might. And it just might be that time, that window of an opportunity. We get them every day. Most of us rob ourselves of these opportunities. It's that opportunity for you to open the window up and step out of that box you in. And see what the real thing is, see what the real world is, see what reality really is, and it's not the basement that you in. Now, I heard a brother, I think it was Ray Hagens, and what he said was kind of awesome. I don't even know, you know what I'm saying, if it really applies to what we call the Sphinx. Well, the white folks call it the Sphinx, but it's really the Heru Akhmet. And talking about the lion's body with the human head on it. And, you know, a lot of people, they say they can't figure out the riddle. But Ray Hayes said something that, you know, really made a lot of sense. And it would apply to higher thinking. And he said that to him, or what it means is that when you come into knowledge of yourself, when you come into your higher self, when you come into when you open your pineal up, when you get to your pineal, it means your cranium, or what they say in the Bible is Calvary. Mm-hmm. That's what the word Calvary means. It means cranium.
Wow.
That's the etymology to that word. See, y'all church folks don't read shit with that dumbass book, and you'll never research. That's what Calvary is. Calvary is the cranium. When you come into your cranium, then you can be resurrected, and you can master and control your animal nature, your lower self. That's what that lion's body, that's what he was saying the lion's body was, your animal nature, your lower self. When you come into your higher self, when you think on a higher level, then and then only will you be able to control your animal nature. I'm still learning this now. But that's what, and it makes so much fucking sense. Sure, and that's why they can't see what the hell I'm talking about, because they still in their animal nature. So you can't expect an animal to think on my level, but he still think like an animal. Get into that shit. I can't expect an animal to think like me when he still thinks like an animal. Because you're still an animal. You still act like an animal. You talk like an animal. Funny thing, Lance. Me and a guy was on the train having a conversation, and the word bitch comes up. And about why men call women bitches. And I was like, you know, I don't even know when that shit started.
Right.
Or who started it? I would probably have to assume that maybe white men started that shit, but I don't know because I wasn't around. Who knows when they started that shit? But I had a theory about it because I made an observation. And I ain't concerned about other women and other cultures and races. That's their problem. They gotta take care of their own women. I'm talking about our own.
Right.
So there was a sister on there, and she said, yeah, I'm curious to know. And I said, listen, I would never say that it is completely appropriate for a black man to call a bitch. As a matter of fact, I don't think a black man should call a black woman a bitch. Or except maybe when it's appropriate. She's like, when is it appropriate? When a black woman is acting like a female dog.
Right.
And she said, oh, really? And I said, yeah. She said she wanted to hear more. I said, I have no problem explaining it to you. I said, have you ever observed a bitch and a stud? She said, no. I said, well, when bitches and studs get together, the stud gets to sniffing up under the bitch. Sometimes the bitch will let him sniff under him, and then she might bark at him, right? She'll push him away. He'll come back and sniff up under him. She might bark at him. She might entertain him for a minute, but then she'll snap at him. Ain't that what we do to each other?
Yep.
Ain't that what black women do?
Yep.
Walk up to her, hey sister, how you doing? Have a nice day. Nice day. Ugh, nigga, you thirsty.
Oh man, for real.
Damn, let's put the appropriate word in there. Damn, bitch, why are you fucking coming at me? All I did was compliment you. You acting like a female dog. Let's take it even further. I said, and then say she let you up in there. And she let you get some. And she'll let you fuck her. And then after you fuck her, what does the bitch typically do? She snapped and bite at the stud. She was like, how did that find out? I was like, damn, what do a lot of black women do? After she fuck with that stud, he get her pregnant. Then what happens? The war's on. She immediately starts snapping and biting at this nigga. She immediately annihilates this nigga out of the equation before he even say whether he want to be out the equation or not.
He has no choice.
Is this not what the bitch does to the stud? Anybody that ever had dogs, specifically pits, disprove what I'm saying. I never thought about it like that. I was like, I know, because most people don't really have good judges of their own behaviors and characters. You usually take somebody on the outside looking in to show you these things. Luckily, this woman happened to have sort of a teachable spirit, or at least a mind, an open mind to listen and be enlightened.
Right.
I said, listen, no, I'm not condoning that any man call you a bitch. However, maybe you should observe your behavior when you're around the stud. And see if you're not acting like a bitch or not. See if I'm lying about this shit. I know I'm not lying about this shit. I'm only saying this out of observation. I don't know how I made the correlation, but it is. I'm seeing, I'm like, I'm looking at a stud and a bitch, and I'm like, damn, this is what the fuck niggas and young women be going through. Same shit. So I'm wondering, like, yeah, I wonder did a nigga start this shit or did a white man? Because the white man has problem with his woman too. Because the white man has problem with his woman because of how he treated his woman. We don't always treat our women like this. We have evolved to this shit. And I think they need to understand where this comes from so we can stop this back and forth, this war. There ain't never going to be no, I don't care how much you say you turn purple. Yo, if they get right, we'll get right. No. Bullshit. That's bullshit. You can wait on that like you waiting on Jesus to come back. That shit is not ever going to happen. It has to be a collective effort. And it can't be I change when he changed or vice versa. It has to be a decision between the two.
Right.
Between both sexes. It has to come to a middle ground and say, listen, we are going to put the past in the past and truly forgive each other and start from here and understand that these things that we went through, being the victim and the victimizer, comes from a bigger picture of us being victims of the same victimizer.
Teach.
Make sense to you?
Perfect sense.
We're emulating our victimizer on each other. So this is why I go hard on these systems. I'm not trying to hear this shit. Miss me with the victim shit. That shit old, man. That shit old. Nobody want to hear that no more. It ain't no victims out here. Small percentage of victims. And you only a victim once. If you've been victimized 3 times, and your kids all got different last names, you know, the only victims is them. It ain't you, it's them. We gotta stop that. And we gotta stop selfishly bringing these kids in the world if we not ready to be upright people.
Tell them.
Being a part of the problem. We gotta stop selfishly bringing these kids in the fucking world, yo. And we not ready to be upright. We not ready to be culturally correct. Somewhat, sort of. The fuck how cute is it? The daughter doing the nay-nay and the mama nay-nay too. Grandmama might be nay-nay and like, what the fuck are we doing here? Who's the fucking example here?
Right.
You know, my great-grandmother, we never see her do no shit like that.
Right.
Never. She took on that role, that position, is the matriarch.
Mm-hmm. Now they're fighting over the same man that their daughter has, the grandmother and mother.
Come on, man. Come on, man. We got a matriarch and a patriarch in our family. And they held them roles down. And they took it serious. So they put away certain things and they started thinking in their higher self. We have family that came from us. So we are the example.
Mm-hmm.
We know what they into, but we have to be the example. We wonder why this younger generation don't respect us. We need terrible examples. Look at we leaving for them. Look at how we, come on. And a great portion of that, of course they won't say, well, if y'all niggas was at home, you right if we was at home. Damn it, if you made it easy for me to be at home. But if the son come home and you keep biting at him, or you keep playing the role of the bitch, I won't call you a bitch, I'll say you playing the role of the bitch. Typically the son goes off and leaves her the fuck where she is. Like, man, I ain't about to keep getting bit at. It's typically what the son do. And what he do? He go find another bitch to go get with. This is not true, this.
It is.
The son goes find somewhere else. He's still in heat. He'd love to be up under you, but, you know, he got you pregnant and he rather stay around, but you want to keep biting at this dude and snapping at him and, okay. Then you get mad when he leaves. You didn't stick around. Can you give me a reason to stick around?
Mm-hmm.
I'm having your baby. Shit, it was your baby last week. Like, this is some real life shit to be happening. It's your baby when it's convenient. It's my baby when I'm pissed off at you, nigga. I don't want you around. Me and my baby don't need you.
Mm.
This is the shit that comes out your mouth. Yet and still you get mad at this nigga when he leave you. And to make it even worse, y'all get together and y'all rub each other's back and make each other think that you are justified in your participation in what has turned out to be a real fucked up situation.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if the two of you should have never been together in the first place, which still goes back to culture. If you go about the relationship and the situation the wrong way, if you have the wrong mentality when you're going about this is pretty much what's going to happen. If you only attracted to her because you in your lower self, this is what's going to happen, homie.
Mm-hmm.
Sis, if you only attracted to this nigga because you in your lower self, this is what's going to happen, and you should not bitch about it. Accept what comes with it. Or change the narrative. Mm-hmm. Well, how do I change the narrative? Hallah, first of all, get out of your lower self. Get off your ego, man. Tap into your spirit. That's your real generator. That's your real motivator. That's why they made sure that you had things that would take you away from who you truly are and have you all involved in shit that would change you and keep you from being the individual that you really are innately. That's why they got all this bullshit going on. They keep you off your square. To keep you from really tapping into your energy and understanding that your energy is exactly that. It's yours and you control it. And you can control the narrative of your life. If you understand about thinking higher. If you understand, yo, I ain't never really gonna own this car. I got it, but I still gotta pay taxes, so I really don't own it. I really shouldn't have that much passion for this automobile. If you know buying this house, you ain't never really gonna own it. I really shouldn't be that attached to this, because I'm really not ever gonna own this shit. If you know, yo, I got this degree and I got this decent job, but I ain't never gonna be the boss. And at the point that they get tired of looking at my black ass, they can put me out. Yeah, I really shouldn't be that passionate about it. But here's one thing that is going to be around, and that's you. Here's what else is going to be around: your people, and the people around you, and the energy around you. And the narrative of your life is going to be determined by how you think, and what you think, and what you put in your mind and in your spirit. That's what's going to determine. So if you spend all your time watching pornos, I ain't saying you're knocking nobody. I watch them sometimes. But if you know how to balance yourself, and you so caught up into that, and then you out here acting it out, and you keep acting it out, and it's this, if you letting every nigga jump off the top rope, and now you in your 40s, talking about I need a nigga with 12 inches, yo, did it ever occur to you that you knocked your walls the fuck out? The fuck you mean? You overdid it on top of the 3, 4 kids, 5 kids, 6 kids you got. And even if that's good for you, that ain't nothing that you should be publicizing. That should be nothing that you want to put on Front Street. That's my whole point. You playing a game that requires no respect because you don't respect yourself. So who should give a fuck about respecting you? When my mom came up, my grandma said, yo, women just didn't put that shit out on Front Street like that. When they slipped up and had babies, they hid that shit. Mm-hmm. From their daddies and their granddaddies who was getting the shotgun like, the fuck you mean? Because they were raised to seek out these things in a certain way. In a way that they knew would be productive and would be long-lasting. That shit is out the window and it's shot out. So I don't want to hear women complain about it ain't no good men. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe you should look in the mirror and figure out what the fuck you attract. When you sit looking at your baby kids shit in the picture and you see that all your kids kind of look like you, but they all look like somebody else, yeah, you probably should do some self-analysis. Yo, look at yourself. When you realize that you've been through 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus relationships and they all end out the same way, and maybe you should stop playing the victim. And turn the mirror on yourself. Stop blaming the dude because nobody can force you to have them kids. Nobody can force you to choose these men. Nobody can force you into these relationships. You make these choices. And then when you realize these choices have failed, you choose to blame them instead of your own self. My first suggestion to you, stop following another person's culture and narrative. Mm-hmm. That's their life. That ain't your life. You want a nigga to keep it real with you? First of all, take them goof-ass wigs and fucking weaves out your hair. Them goofy-ass lashes and shit and be yourself. That's what niggas really want. Be yourself. Mm-hmm. Be who you really are. I don't know if you've seen the pictures they got on Facebook. I guess they caught Cardi B out in the mall without her makeup.
Oh, God, no, I didn't see that.
I was like, nigga, they should have a fucking catfish law to go into effect. They need a makeup law to go into effect in 2020. Like, listen, yo, you need to carry around a picture of what the fuck you look like without makeup on, y'all. Stop doing this shit. Yo, listen, there's no shot at Cardi B, but she looks absolutely nothing. No, dude, she looks absolutely nothing. Like the person that they marketed.
Well, yeah, that's what it is, marketing.
Oh my gosh. I was looking at the picture like, yo, she's not even really cute in real life.
Well, I could see past that, you know. That's true.
I see past that too. Man, that was just who she was. That's who you are. And then let's see what is attached to that. But when you come out the house and you feel like you got to do all of that, that's self-hate. There's something about you that hates yourself and feel like you got to do that because you feel like that's what you need to attract to a man. But I'm going to tell you something. Real men would say this. Y'all think y'all ugly without that shit. Real men think you ugly with that shit on. I'm going to repeat it one more time. Yo, hope you catch this shit and take it into 2020 with you. Y'all think y'all ugly without that shit. Real men think you're ugly with it. Yo, real men don't find that shit cute. And we think it's fucked up because then we get home with you and you wipe all that shit off and we like, yo, who the fuck are you? And where's the nigga that I picked up at the club? Where is the girl I met at the mall? Yet still you want respect and you want a nigga to keep it real with you. How? When you're playing a game that does not require respect. Respect is not required in this game. The life y'all choosing to live, the life you're choosing to live and lead, respect is not required. It's not required to be. Because it's not a life of respect. It's phony. It's fake. It's hype.
Superficial.
It's so superficial. And there's nothing to respect about something that's superficial. Because it's not real. I can only respect what's real. I tell a nigga any day, I'd rather take a mediocre, ugly job that has wonderful, because they gotta be able to get along with you. I don't care how pretty you are. If I can't get along with you, we can't live in harmony, I don't want to be around you. I'll leave you to the thirsty ass, low expectation having ass niggas in the world. And that's the problem. And we're not talking about dudes today. We'll talk about them tomorrow. Fuck it, we'll have part two. And we'll talk about the dudes tomorrow.
That's right.
But a lot of these women think that it's cool what they doing because it's a lot of low expectation having ass niggas out here that, yo, they really do think what they did. All they care about is that. So you'll hear this come out of a woman's mouth. You don't like it, somebody do. You're right. There is somebody out there that will like it. Shit. Somebody liked the Yugo. Well, fuck, ain't anybody said it was a good car. Niggas like the Hyundais when they first came out. These just was pieces of trash. Yeah, just because somebody like it doesn't mean it's good. Just means there's some people who have different levels of expectations. There's a lot of people that have low expectations. They do because the majority of society is living in a lower self. Just like 80% of the women in a lower self, man, 80 to 90% of these niggas out here is in a lower self too. That's why the amusement park is so attractive to them. Everybody's doing it. So it seems normal. When I say this shit, they're like, nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm talking about how you think. This is the reality you creating for yourself. But when you lost and you don't know who you are, you tend to gravitate to anything that will feed your ego and make you think that it's okay, everything is okay. I feel good in this space, even though this is a terrible space. It's not real. It's not who you really are. But because you're seeking attention, some of these females just need hugs. Somebody ain't give them hugs when they was younger. A lot of them just want attention because they had horrible men in their life. Yeah. I would never take away from that. A lot of women are victims of horrible men. I can testify to that. I witnessed that firsthand. I watched my mother go through it with my father. So we know this to be true. The thing is, when you come out of those situations, what do you do? How do you change the narrative for your life? A lot of you don't come out of it. Mm-hmm. You stay in the basement and you take that pile of shit and you push it to the side and you try to act like it's not there anymore, but it is. So then every time you try to go into a new relationship, you still bringing that stench with you. Mm. So now you got the new guy around, but you still smell like shit. And you think he got shit on him too. He might. It happens. Do you stop gambling? You either keep gambling or get out the casino. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to stay in the casino, no, learn how to gamble better. Learn how to understand the odds. We live in a society that is ass backwards. In our communities, which aren't even really communities, but we'll just say our communities for the sake of talking about the accumulation and gathering of niggas and wherever we live. We're wayward and ass backwards. So if you think in the right way, 9 times out of 10, you're going in the opposite direction of everybody else. So typically you're going to run into people who are thinking in the opposite way of you. Mm-hmm. And you just got to wade through the damn water until you run into that individual that's on the same frequency. But if you're thinking of your higher self, if your concentrations are on things that are not in the lower, but you're in the upper, you're not even concentrating on that. And that individual will walk into your life. It comes to you. You don't got to search for it. It comes to you. You can't get your soulmate. You find it. It comes to you. It typically comes to you when you are not in your lower self, yo. I learned it the hard way. I met my ex-wife in the club. I sit here, old people be like, yo, if you don't meet your wife in the club or at the bar, it's the worst place to go look for her. And I didn't understand until later. That's the place that entertains your lower self. So you typically going to run into people of that nature, right? Mm-hmm. Like, what's the chances? You know what I'm saying? Like, the chances, the odds of you running into somebody. I'm a dude on a totally different frequency. I don't even go to clubs or bars. I have no reason to. There's no interest in me. I don't even do that. But if you do that, the chances of you running into somebody and that being the person for you is damn near slim to none. Not to say that it has not happened,
right?
But it's damn near slim to none. Because you're going into a place that appeases to your lower self. So the people that's going in there are people that are appeasing to their lower self. Which means these are people that are thinking in their lower selves.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta come out that shit and think on a higher level. Think beyond that. Any women out there that got multiple kids, I'm quite sure you've done enough fucking in your lifetime. Try something different. Exude some chastity like your grandmothers and them did. Like, I ain't giving this nigga no pussy until this shit is right.
That's right.
That's what they did. And back in them days, the ones that crossed that line and got a pregnant, this was shotgun weddings for real.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what they understood. They understood the institution of family. This shit is going all the way left now. I don't care about family. Everybody wants to do the cool shit. Even with family. You want to be friends with your kids? I see black women talk with their daughters like they talking with their girlfriends in the street. And they think that's cool because me and my daughter, we got a great relationship. You talk with her like you talk to your homies. You pose on Facebook, me and my mommy, we lit. Nigga, what? However, y'all want to be looked at and revered and respected in a certain way. How? When you live in a life that does not require respect. You following trends and you following something that's being marketed to you. It does not require respect. It's not about respect. The music you listening to, the niggas ain't respecting y'all.
No.
Like, do you listen to the shit that they be saying? Yet still you play this shit in your car. Yet still y'all play this shit in the club and you dance to this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to be respected. How? When you involved in a life that does not require respect. You gotta get out your lower self, man, and think higher. Start by turning the fucking idiot box off and read some books, man. Read. Put the Bible down. Stop watching Creflo, TDJs. You know what I mean? And read. Read. Get into yourself. Take some self-analysis, man. Ask yourself, am I really being respected the way my mom and my grandma? Well, I won't say my mom. My grandmothers, my great-grandmother, my aunties. Am I being revered and looked at in the same way? Look at yourself in the mirror. Why am I wearing this weave? For some women, you know what I mean? It was because they didn't feel like doing their hair. I get that. My grandmama didn't wear wigs. They also wore their real hair out too. They had wigs. Black women been wearing wigs. They also wore their real hair too.
Mm-hmm.
And they got their nails done. But they wasn't trying, all of them, a great majority of them, the great majority of them, wasn't really trying to look like white women. And they knew white women was trying to look like them. And they definitely didn't run their men down in the street. If you heard about a nigga shit, it was because you was around somebody who was gossiping, but just running niggas down in the street, and vice versa. But I think that's another problem, because we so-called free niggas now.
So-called.
We so-called free-ass niggas now. You know what I'm saying? I can go get a college education and get me a good job. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I have arrived in life. Nah, yo, you have not arrived. You ain't even halfway up the basement stairs.
Can't even see the light yet.
Yeah, you can't even see the door. Like, yo, come on. And this is all out of love because I want to see the narrative change. But I would say this, Black women, when you hear conversations like this, don't attack me, because I'm not attacking y'all. I don't hate y'all. I'm not bitter at any of y'all. That's like me saying I hate my mother. I don't hate my mother. So y'all can stop that. Don't ever say that shit. I don't hate my mother. I love my mother. I will definitely kill some for my Lord and my Savior. That's my God. So y'all niggas will rumble and fight for your imaginary friend. I will really kill your ass for my mother. That's all I got here. Jesus ain't never put no titties in my mouth. My mother did. And we gonna keep this all the way real. Stop running down on black men when they talking intelligent, when they putting knowledge out there. Go research, prove wrong.
Right.
But y'all can't. So I'd rather just get together, gang up, he, let's use 3, 4, 5, 6 syllable words and try to make, no, listen. Not with me. The wrong tree to bark up. Y'all see Hallah coming through? It's better to shut the fuck up, y'all. Try to prove me wrong. Don't. Because I'm only saying what I'm saying because I want to see things be different. For yourselves, personally. Because you know my motto, and niggas should know, I don't give a fuck what y'all do. To be all honest. If you don't want to correct yourselves, don't. Just stop bitching. Just stop bitching about the results that you get. It's the same thing I tell to these youngins, nigga, if you keep going on the block every day with the same uniform on, bitching hand in hand, stop bitching when the police run up on you. Nigga, this comes with the territory. You want to change the narrative, nigga, change the narrative. And I'm saying that to you women. Black women, if you want the narrative to change the narrative. If you're going to be by yourself, be by yourself. Not because you bad at no nigga. Be by yourself because, yo, I'm getting myself right. I'm bringing myself up out of my lower self. I'm learning. I'm learning about myself. I'm tapping into the energy within me. I'm tapping into the God within me to change me, to change my narrative, to change my energy, so that the right energy comes into my life and everything else will be right there. They fall into place.
Yes.
You ain't got to worry about the sex. It'll be beautiful, especially when you find out that sex is for creation. Especially when you find out, it's for creation. It's for bringing things into life, physically and spiritually. You and that man supposed to be using sex to bring your ideas into life, to bring your business into life, to draw money into your cycle so that you can build these things. Niggas don't even know about this shit. Niggas just fucking because it feels good. Bunch of dumbasses. I'm saying that shit. Bunch of dumbasses. I used to be dumb just like that. Just fucking because it feels good. Don't even realize what you're doing. And then you taking on all these different niggas' energies and shit. Wondering why your moves is always changing and shit. Nigga, you walking around with all types of energy. Yes, we are energy dumpsters to each other. We dumping shit all back and forth on each other.
Mm-hmm.
Take a break, fall back. Get into yourself. But not because you got a chip on your shoulder. Not because I don't need a man for shit. You still, listen, if you have a negative mind state, all you can get out of it is negative. You can't possibly think that anything positive out of that negativity will come. Not in the overall picture, no. It doesn't work that way. Change how you think. And then watch how things change in your life. Until you do that, man, stop bitch. Nobody want to hear that shit. You chose that life for yourself. Deal with the things that come with it. You don't like it, keep changing. And the first way to do that is to start getting into self. Find out who you really are. Go in the house, take the weed out, take the nails off, wipe the layers of makeup off, take the lashes off, and look at your raw self, butt-ass naked. And take accountability for you, no matter how much it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best thing you can do. And then eradicate it out of your life. Forgive yourself. And get out the basement. Get the fuck out the basement, man. It's so much more to life than what a nigga can buy for you. Or how well he can fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
There's more to life than how good you can look or how bad of a bitch you think you are. And how wet your pussy get. Like, it's so childish. It's like you talk on a third grade level and you think you really talking shit. I'm like, yo, you sound like high schoolers. Like, I expect to hear that shit out of high schoolers, not out of 40-something-year-old women. $50-something-year-old women.
Mm-hmm.
Still playing high school games.
That's sad, though.
Yo, this shit is funny. Ain't shit sad about it, man. It's funny as shit. It's funny. And then they want a nigga to take them serious. I can't take y'all serious for shit. For what? And I will never sit here and say this like I'm perfect. Ain't nothing perfect about Hallah at all. There's no such thing. The only thing perfect is your effort of trying to perfect the imperfections of your own self.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's perfect. That's what's beauty. You taking that effort to say, yo, I don't want to be this way no more. Because y'all be quick to say, well, you don't understand how I feel. Nigga, fuck your feelings. You should say, fuck my feelings. To yourself, fuck my feelings. I don't want to be this way no more. I think a great majority of you like being that way. And if you do, that's good. But you should do that shit in silence. It's the same way I feel about homosexuals. Cool, nigga. Do what you do behind closed doors. Do that shit in silence.
Mm-hmm.
You making loud ass nonsensical rants about some bullshit. Do that shit in silence. Because the shit you're talking and the shit that you're doing makes absolutely no sense. We have the potential to be so much more, but we refuse to. I told you, Lance, because they make the amusement park look so good. And the crazy thing is, it's not even an amusement park. It's a dirty-ass basement. Niggas is just caught up in the illusion, the mirage. They think they in an amusement park, but you're really in a dusty, dirty-ass basement. All niggas did was cut the lights down low, threw up some flashing lights and shit, threw some green screen up, and you think you in paradise.
Green screen.
Nigga like me upstairs, yo. I'm upstairs in the living room like y'all dumbasses, yo. You in the basement. I'm sitting outside on the front porch. That's how we gotta look at it, like a house. They in the basement. I'm going in and out from the front porch. Okay, y'all in the basement, swearing y'all doing something. Niggas ain't even halfway up the stairs. That's the sad part. And some of you just stand at the stairs and disdain as if a nigga is wrong for telling you, yo, it's okay to walk up the stairs. It's okay to walk upstairs and come out the basement. Niggas is like Uncle Pete. Remember Uncle Pete from what was the story? Soul Food.
Yeah.
Remember Uncle Pete never came out the damn room? These niggas is like Uncle Pete. These niggas don't never want to come out the basement. They just want to stay there. Cool. Stop making so much goddamn noise. That's all. Stop making so much noise. You're disturbing people up here who really want to do better things, and y'all causing fucking problems for those who choose not to change, those who choose like you in the way. For other people who might have just got up here but don't know how to ignore y'all. I have fun talking shit to y'all. It ain't gonna affect me now. It's no consequence to me. I don't give a fuck. Y'all want to keep doing that shit? Just stop. Don't talk shit to me. I'm the wrong nigga for that. I promise you. Not only will I intellectually break you down, and I'll fuck you up too. I'll look you up from head to toe and I'll roast you. That's the type of nigga that I am. I don't care. I will really roast the shit out of you. Because most of these people that be talking shit, hell, they not flawless. They ain't perfect. A lot of them shits was overweight, out of shape. These had QC ass filtered profile pics and shit.
Instagram.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, get the fuck out of here, yo. Like, you have no room to talk shit. And yeah, there are some savages. There's some savages in the bedroom. Some of you females. That's really not your culture, but okay. Y'all took on the savage culture. But a lot of y'all don't do shit. But lay the fuck down and wait for a nigga to do whatever. So you really don't have no room to talk shit at all. Like I said, for every finger you point or for every ball of shit you can throw, and then I can throw a log at your ass too. And I'll throw a log and then turn around and put some facts behind it so you really can shut the fuck up. Because I don't sell wolf tickets and I ain't just talking shit to be talking shit. We have a serious problem in our community. Outside of the fact that black men are fucked up, black women are just as much of the problem. And really right now, y'all are more of the problem than you even want to acknowledge. Because y'all condone and perpetuate a lot of fuckery that could be stopped. Because no matter how you want to say it, even though that man may not be in the home, but you are. And those kids are only going to be a reflection of what you teach them and the energy that you keep around in your home. Period. And we're going to deal with the niggas tomorrow. But women, y'all should take time to get into yourselves. You should take time to be more culturally aware, because you are the bearers of our children. You are the ones that are carrying our kids. They are created in you. We contribute genetically, but they embody what you take in, what you eat, what you drink, what you think, what you speak, what you put into your spirit. You are the first conduit. You are that child, that spirit, that soul's first interaction. The first interaction is with you. So what you put in your mind, what you put in your spirit, what you put in your body, this is where it starts off. This is where it starts off. So if you ain't putting up for trash in you, there you go. And then if you don't change these things when these kids are there, there you go. And then sometimes, even if the man is in the home, it still don't be no better, because man, he got to go to war with you. We got to stop warring with each other and come to the middle ground and understand we are not the causes of this, but we, and I'm saying we, are the perpetuators of this. We're keeping this shit alive. And part of that reason is because one side refuses to take accountability. One side keep getting beat down, and the other side, who's beating them down along with everybody else, refuses to take accountability for their own part in the situation. Mm-hmm. Or do we just want to say that everything is the black man's fault? I mean, if you want to do that, then okay, we can do that. If you want to blame everything on the black man, let's do that. But then we have to turn around and still turn the mirror around and be like, well, if the black man was the problem and the black man's always been the problem, why the fuck you keep having babies with black men? I always ask them that question. So we so fucking horrible, why the fuck do y'all keep having babies with us? Because we keep fucking with y'all with all y'all flaws. Your poor diets, how you live, your fucking mouths that don't stop. We put up with the fucking fake hair and the glue and the nails and the eyelashes, and your face is one way one day, and different. Like, yo, we put up with all this shit, the muffin tops. We accept y'all every way, any way y'all are. But we the problem. I made a challenge to black men. I was like, nigga, stop fucking them. But we can't. Because genuinely we love black women. Even the most hard criminal, he may have fought with his mother. But if you sit down and he comes and remove the layers of the tough guy layers, and a nigga want to be loved and loved by his mother or a black woman. There was some black woman in his life that he loved, whether it was his mother, his aunt, his grandmother. Come on, man. Y'all talk this retarded shit like niggas hate black women, but there's a bunch of black goddamn babies being had. So maybe we need to have a black man, black woman summit. Lance. Maybe we need to have a summit. You know what I mean?
That's right.
We're mediators. Because we can't do it ourselves. Because, without a mediator, it'll just be fucking chaos. Because, like, trying to have a conversation with a black woman with this shit, like, if it was a black, you know how it's been in the past. If a black woman on the phone, we would have never got 50 of these words out without them going ape shit on us, you know what I mean, and becoming oversensitive about the conversation. And typically it's because the shit touches home. It touches home. And they don't want to take accountability for this shit. But you're going to have to at some point. And I would suggest you black women start doing that shit now. Mm-hmm. Because nobody know where this country's going to turn. Nobody know where this shit going to turn to. And we got to keep this honest. We under the control of somebody else who could decide, we're just going to shut this shit down now. Now these same no shit ass niggas that you don't like gonna be the same niggas you gonna need. Cause out of that 80%, 75% of y'all ain't gonna kill shit and let none die. And that's the truth, cause your Lord told you not to. You ain't even tough enough not to display unforgiveness for shit that you should not forgive for. So I damn sure can't expect you to kill nothing or let shit die. So these same shit ass niggas that you totally despise and disdain of and hates against is gonna be the same niggas you're gonna need out here when the shit gets funky. And I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. A lot of these niggas ain't gonna forget. It's funny as hell, but a lot of these niggas ain't gonna forget. Think about it, yo. You smack the shit out of motherfucker, keep smacking the shit out of motherfucker because you on top right now, and then you come and see this nigga later on and ask him for help. Man, he ain't gonna forget that you was slapping the shit out of him. He's not gonna forget. Y'all leaving a very good impression on the men and the men coming up behind us. And the children that continue to keep coming up behind us. Mm-hmm. We can change the narrative, but y'all the mothers, y'all can change it too. And y'all can change it first. And you can change it ultimately by the choices you make. Mm-hmm. If you got issues about love and trust, running to a nigga arms is not the answer. That's not the answer. I've seen stories of women. I met this man, I was insecure. He made me feel secure. But now we're not together no more. Yeah. You depended on somebody else for your self-confidence. You depended on somebody else for love. We should not be getting in relationships for love. Love should be the result of the relationship.
Right.
But if there's no understanding of building, if there's no understanding of culture, if there's no understanding of all the parts and the components of the relationship and what it's supposed to be used for, This is why it doesn't work. It's being used improperly. We are abnormally using it. The shorter version of it is abuse. We are the biggest relationship abusers, probably of all the races, pretty much. I think we're the biggest relationship abusers right now. I think we got the top spot. Yeah, I think we got the top spot. Because we abuse each other. We're emulating our subjugator. And our women are also emulating their subjugator. Black women, I love you all deeply. And everything I'm saying is from the heart. And it's out of love. And until y'all come out the basement, until you stop thinking of your lower self, until you change your priorities and what is and is not important for yourself and for any relationship that you wear, man, it's going to be the same bullshit. But I will say this. Don't be attacking Hallah, yo. Don't attack Hallah. He's the wrong guy for that shit, yo. You know what I mean? I go hard on y'all because I want to see the difference. I got sons. I got daughters out here. I got grandkids out here. I want to see the narrative change for them. For y'all kids and y'all grandkids, we got to live out here. We have a bigger narrative to have to be concerned about, and we can't even get home right. Mm-hmm. It's fucked up. So, there. I can't wait to see the comments, y'all.
I was thinking the same thing.
Oh, yeah, you know, I'm bitter. I ain't shit. And really, I take all of that. It bothers me now. I don't care.
They should know that by now after all the years.
Yeah, you know, typically when they say that, it's because it touched home. It touched home. It's who the fuck does he think he is? You know what I'm saying? He must be bitter. He must be a nigga with a little dick, all that crazy ass shit. Like, I'm cool with all that. You say all of that. But I guarantee you, it ain't there, not in there, one of y'all. They can disprove anything that I'm saying. And disproving it because you not participating is not disproving it. Because I promise you, I can show you that what I'm saying is definitely true. We can just go online and I can show you that it's definitely true. Where do you want to pay? World Star. We can go on Willie D's channel. You know, Tommy Sotomayor's channel. Like, nigga, these niggas that y'all hate. Because he put the shit on display when he's showing you, yo, this is where the fuck y'all at. And y'all get mad at these niggas for that. But this is what the fuck y'all doing. And like I said, we gonna get on niggas tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I'm on y'all today. Because it wouldn't be no niggas without y'all. So I gotta start home first. It wouldn't even be no niggas out here acting crazy. It wouldn't even be none of y'all out here acting crazy if it wasn't for a woman. Period. Y'all bear the kids. The kids are created in you. Y'all are the first entity that the entity interacts with. There.
My brother.
That's it. I'm done. There is my new period. There. You know what I mean? There. It means there. There it is. Now do something about this shit. Y'all don't like what I'm saying? Prove me wrong. I wish this was live so niggas could call in. Lance, like, man, shit. Please. Prove me wrong. I want somebody to prove me wrong, and I know you can't. You cannot. You cannot. This is from years of observation. I'm seeing this. I watch it every day on TV. I look, I see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bad narrative. And the crazy thing is, other women in the world are looking at y'all. They emulating y'all. That's the fucked up shit. Y'all now becoming the example. And that's, God damn, like, you serious? Even in those who supposedly be conscious. That's why niggas ain't even taking the conscious shit serious. They're like, all right, we gonna get in on the record now too. Like niggas is selling fake alcohol and all that. Like, come on, man. They ain't taking it serious. But because you live in a life that requires no respect. It doesn't require respect. We don't require respect. As a whole, period, as people. That's why I be like, I don't care what the fuck niggas is doing. Nobody care. Nobody has no self-respect, no cultural respect. None of that. So I don't care. I'm only addressing this because I was addressed and I needed to put it out there and it needs to be known.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to cut that shit out. All you educated, so-called educated black women, you GKs, gatekeepers, you Jones out there, yo, cut that shit out. I ain't the dude. I'm not the one. And I ain't got no degree. I don't have a degree. I deal with the facts. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck your degree. Albert Einstein gave niggas formulas. He had no degree. And everybody uses these formulas to this day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he got it from studying our ancestors. That nigga had no degree. He didn't even go to college. And he was addicted to heroin.
Wow.
Go figure. Yeah. Yeah, this is how I usually shut those highfalutin ass niggas up and be like, well, where your credentials at? Nigga, please. You got credentials and you done this shit. You wasted all that money that you got paid back and you didn't come out no smarter. You can recite what you read, but you ain't come out no smarter. I don't understand how anyone will go to college and not find out about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when they offer these classes to you. And you still choose not to find out about yourself.
That's the ultimate in stupidity.
Because you went to an HBCU and you came out and still don't know you. How funny is that?
Mm-hmm.
Don't fuck with Hallah. Get with Hallah, but don't fuck with Hallah, yo. Don't not no. Don't fuck with Hallah, yo. Not at all. And this is love. It's all love. It's all love. But it has to change. It's never going to be different if you don't change the narrative. And only you can change the narrative. Only you can choose who you allow between your legs. Only you can choose who you have children with. It starts with you first. You can't keep blaming the man when you allow these niggas in your home. You can't blame the man when you allow these niggas in your space.
Truth.
And you definitely can't be mad when you allow them in your space for all the wrong reasons. No self-respect. So you live in a life that just doesn't require it. Now, there. Lance is always wonderful.
Yes, my brother.
You know what I'm saying? Having these conversations with you, bro.
Man, it's precious,
you know,
man. Precious.
I didn't even realize it's been 2 hours, almost 3 hours, bro. We get it in. Listen, man, like, and I love it. And I hope that teachers hear it with an open mind and with an open heart. I know it's going to rub a lot of y'all the wrong way. You're going to feel some kind of way. But instead of getting mad and slinging balls of shit at me from that pile of shit you got in the basement, cut the light on in the basement and look in the mirror. Look around the room and see if I'm lying about what I'm saying. See if I'm lying. Just cut the light on in the basement and see if it ain't a bunch of shit in your past, a big pile of shit in your past still there that you refuse to get rid of. Because I hear women all the time, I'm over that nigga, but when you talk about it with such passion.
Ain't it the truth?
You can't be over it. How long ago did this happen? Oh, when we had our son, how old is he? Oh, he 18. Damn, you still mad at this nigga? Like, the only way I can see you get mad at this nigga is if he killed your mother.
Right.
You know what I mean? Outside of that, like, even if the nigga stole money from you, 18 years later?
18 years later, and it suspends them in one spot.
20-some years later, even 3-4 years later. Come on, man. Like, yo, you gotta let that shit go. You made a bad choice. You made a bad choice. He made a bad choice. Your bad choice could be you chose a rotten ass nigga. His choice could be he fucked over a good woman. Because it typically works that way. But the problem is what you do after that. Instead of cleaning your house up and starting over, you start over thinking that another nigga gonna come in and clean your house up. I can't clean up your past shit. Only you can do that. I can't make you trust again. Only you can make yourself trust again. I can't give you self-confidence. Keyword self. You have to find that for yourself. Know thyself. Self-love. Matter of fact, y'all probably, well, you know what I keep saying, because, you know, they throw that narcissist word around. I say all of us got a part of narcissism in us. But when I start thinking about it, and I look at all the pictures and how I go on 6 pages and it'd be like 1 trillion pictures of themselves, and it's like, yo, y'all niggas is narcissistic too.
look at the Instagram and Facebook pages. Snapchat.
But y'all, you're narcissistic as a motherfucker too. The only reason why you throwing that shit at niggas is because you allow some psych docs to throw that word around. And now that's the new ball of shit to throw at a nigga when he ain't doing right in the relationship. He's not adhering to what you think he should be doing, or he did you wrong, so now he's a narcissist. Everyone's a narcissist now. Like, they sound dumb. Like these kids, they use the word hate when you don't follow the trend. Oh, you a hater. I'm a hater because I don't like your tight ass pants and your ass hanging out. No, I don't hate you, but I damn sure hate that style, though.
You ain't lying.
I would really agree with that. Yeah, you're right. I hate that style. I don't hate you. I hate the fact that I come outside, nigga, and you got your ass cheeks hanging out. Oh, you just hate the fact that I look good when I come out the house. No, I hate the fact that, motherfucker, you really don't look like the person you look like when you come out the house. I ain't hating on you. I'm hating on your style. Your style is whack. That's what I'm hating on. I'm hating on your style. I ain't hating you. I don't know you to hate you. But I do know, nigga, you don't look like that when you take all that makeup off. When the lashes come off, you don't look like that.
Mm-hmm.
When you go home and take that girdle off, you don't really look like that. Just be proud of who you are. Have some respect for yourself. You can't demand respect if you don't respect yourself first. And if you got angst and problems with a black man, then you hate your father. You hate your father, you hate your grandfather, you hate your great-grandfather. You hate all the black men in your family then.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hate them, they helped you get here. And what makes it even worse is the ones whose God is white man. There. We'll touch that on another day. That, I listen. Yeah. Yeah. Their God is a white man. And no matter how much they try to change it up, flip it up, dip him in chocolate, you know what I'm saying, give him a Jerry curl, locks, call him all kinds of different names and shit. It's the same made up narrative. And the problem is, in their subconscious, the person that they ever know as God was a white person. Period. They first encounter, whether they seen it in a book, or a movie, in church, on the windows, that's who is God to them. And that's why they give them motherfuckers the utmost respect.
Right. Because that's what they see when they see them. They're pre-wired for it.
That's why they be like, I forgive them. Nigga, shoot your son down in the street like a dog, and you get on, and you think you doing something for the Lord. You are doing something for the Lord. First of all, the niggas don't even know what the word the Lord means, but okay, they think it's another word for God. God got another name. It's not even what it means. The Lord is the ruler of the land. So when you find that word in the Bible, y'all, pretty much, it's talking about the ruler of the land. But really, the Lord out of which is used the word God. I've already forgiven him because God told me to. All right, you right. Then he like, yo, girl, how your ex-husband doing? Fuck that nigga. Damn, you still mad at this nigga? No forgiveness in your heart for your own people. Yet your imaginary friend told you, no, yeah, leave that alone. Oh my goodness, yeah. It's funny, man. It's funny. It's a funny story.
And it continues.
It's a funny story. It's meant for TV. Honestly, it's meant for TV. Like, these things should be seen. I think if they be honest and show these things and show them in their raw selves, because we get all the bad looks, we get all the bad narratives as far as black men is concerned. Excuse me, we're seen in every bad way possible. However, we don't see the narrative and the flip. We see them being exploited and we see the ratchetness on TV, but it's glorified. It's glamorized. So it looks good. That's a part of that in the basement.
To the
look good to them.
That's right.
Right. And then, you know, you have support groups and women from other races, they get behind them, even though they going home to their husbands.
Mm-hmm. That's
right. That'd be the funny shit. Yeah, them Joneses going home to their husbands and y'all going home by yourself. Talk about, yeah, girl.
Mm.
And they laughing all the way home on the way to their husbands.
Yep.
Because they putting in work.
Right. Getting on the phone with them immediately.
Right. That's their trade-off to keep their husbands, their men, you know what I'm saying, on their side.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to jump in the game and play the role. Yeah, they had problems with their men, but that was their problems. It was never our problem.
Mm-hmm. Never.
We ain't never subjugate our women. When did we ever subjugate our women? When did we ever keep our women from doing anything?
That's right.
Lance?
Never.
This is what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, when did we ever do these things?
But they have the resentment as though we did. And they took on the white man's resentment from the feminist movement. And
right. Yeah, they joined in the white woman's, exactly. They joined in the white woman's fight. Her fight, she was really being subjugated by her man. Well, her man really told her she had a right to do shit.
Right. And they become the dookie stick for the white woman.
Thank you.
When you play in the front, in the street, and you want to play baseball, you're a little kid, and there's some dog doodle by the side, you got to move it out the way. You get off a branch, and you push it off to the side. And what do? Do you reward the dookie stick? No, you throw it away. Just like the crap you moved out the way. Right. That's the most precious thing in the world because you have a purpose for that dookie stick. And you don't care. Right. The dookie stick is broken off from the rest of the bush, like the black woman is broken off for the rest of the family, can't get no man, and thrown over in somebody else's yard, and nobody wants it.
Right. Right.
But you felt so desired when you were getting broke off to be used in that purpose, like a dookie stick in corporate America or whatever their feminist movement is.
Oh, that. He said the dookie stick. Listen, that's man, listen, I usually use the bad witch narrative, but that's just fucking awesome. That's exactly it. Like, stop being used as the doo-doo stick, yeah? Stop allowing yourselves to be used. And you know what's so crazy?
That's the title we'll use.
Yeah, stop being a shit stick. Yo, it's okay. You can clock out on shit stick time too. Just like the youngest can clock out on dickhead time, y'all can clock out on shit stick time. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Bad witches need to clock out. Nobody will judge you. Ain't nobody judging y'all. Take a lunch. It's okay. Clock out. Sit back and analyze your position in this. That's what you should do. Analyze your position in this. I know we're doing the same thing to niggas tomorrow, but y'all analyze your position in this. How fulfilling is your rise in corporate America really? Yeah. How happy are you really? Y'all not. Y'all lonely as fuck. Mm-hmm. But it's just too much like right. You know what I mean? To say, damn, maybe I do talk too much. Oh, what? We supposed to shut the fuck up? Yeah, sometimes you probably do need to shut the fuck up.
There's nothing bad with that.
Yeah, because a lot of the shit y'all be talking is nonsensical. And like the shit is just so not relevant to anything important for us. Individually and as a people. Yeah. Y'all are so far behind the fucking curve. Y'all don't realize it. Y'all think y'all ahead, but y'all not. Y'all, and I'm going to end it with this. You all have traded in your queenship to become pawns. Y'all thought y'all was playing checkers and jumped over your men and told niggas to king me, queen me. No, they was playing chess, and you went from being the queen to being the pawn. Now it's there. Stop being the pawns and be queens again. If you know how, and if you don't, get at Lance, yo. Get at Lance, yo. He'll give you my information, y'all. Give you some tips, like how to just, you know what I mean? I ain't telling none of y'all stop working or give up your jobs, none of that shit. I'm just saying, and we'll change your mentality, yo.
We'll go better. We'll go better than that. We'll have them call in and share their thoughts, or call in and have them speak with you and put it out there. See?
Yeah, ask questions. Don't call me beating on me. Ask questions. I got answers. I promise you I do. I promise you I got answers. There's definitely an answer and a resolution to your problem. If you can't think of it, I'll help you. And if we can't find an answer, if I don't have it then, we'll find the answer. But I promise you, there ain't shit you gonna ask me that I ain't got an answer to. Because we relatively have and live these same problems and issues. I don't care what I've been to, different parts of this country and different states, and black people pretty much live the same way. They have the same problems, same issues, the same hate and angst amongst each other. There's no difference. Whether you're in the South, the North, the Midwest, the Southwest, the West Side, it's the same shit. So it's definitely not a coincidence. And it's not isolated situations. It's not isolated situations. And it's definitely not a coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
This was meant to happen. Not by divine, as people say, divine, what they call divine intervention. That's what silly niggas say about slavery. Like, that was divine intervention. We would have never had Jesus without slavery. Them dummies could kill themselves. Yeah, they could go kill themselves and go get a one-way ticket to Jesus, you know what I'm saying, and send us a telegram back and tell us what it's all about. But listen, we can change this. It can be changed. It can be changed. But you gotta want to change it. And a lot of them won't. Like I said, Lance, everybody has to play their part.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, we won't know losers. We won't know winners without losers. You will never know the difference between a real virtuous woman, and the difference between a virtuous woman and, you know, a fallacious woman, a woman that dates wayward, you know, you just won't. You know what I'm saying? So there has to be, everyone has to play their part. A lot of women not going to get it. A lot of women not going to want to get it because they're in their lower self and women have egos just like men do. Like, this is not a machismo thing. Everyone has an ego. It has everything to do with your flesh, your human life. You know what I mean? Pride comes along with that. So a lot of these women are not going to get it. The seed is planted. They hear what I'm saying. Some will listen, some won't. A lot of them are going to fold their arms and poke their lips out and be like, who the fuck you think he is? And that's cool. I know who I am. You know what I mean? I'm the nigga telling you the truth about yourself. You should dig yourself because you should want to grow and evolve. And we not growing. And you know what? It's probably because everybody want to be a child of God. And it's so crazy because no matter what we talk about, I still always come back around to this religion, to this belief system, because it's the fabric, it's the foundation, it's the motivator to how these people think.
You read about that?
It is the foundation, it is the motivator to how they think. And what I think I am, that's what I'll be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is a man thinking, so is he, that's what they say?
Mm-hmm.
So you always call yourself a child, I'm a child, I'm a child, I'm a child of God, I'm a child of the King. I love hearing black women say that shit. I'm a child of the King. And you're like, damn, well, when the fuck you gonna grow up? When do you become an adult? Because real adults don't have dick swinging competitions about the degrees that they got. And real adults come to age and they realize, you know, I have these quirks and these things about me and I have to come to accept them, and I either do something about them and change them the right way, constructively, or, you know, I accept these things about myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Real adults see the reality in their situations and refuse to lie to themselves and live in a delusion. Like, you know, it's like when you was a kid, they told you about Santa Claus, but then you got older and you realized he was fake. You had to leave it alone, right? So people have to start realizing that these narratives that they live and that was not created by them, because it wasn't. As much as they want to say this is our shit, there's a fine line between this is our shit and niggas is constructing this shit that you call yours that everybody's getting caught up in. Like, because we don't control no media.
You right about that.
We don't control no newspapers, no TV, no none of that shit. So, and we can change that. But a lot of people are not going to, and that's cool. But I felt the need to put it out there. It needs to be said in me. And like, honestly, I would really love to have a summit, you know, with some of these strong, independent, educated black women. You know, I would love to be in the same room with them to get their perspective on things and get their perspective on why they act the way they act and why they tend to treat black men who they think are not on their level the way that they do. You know, I would love to be not only in the same room with them, but in the room with the bad bitch. You know what I'm saying? You know, we need to find some bad bitches and put them in a room too. Like, you know, I would like to know, like, you know, who told you was a bad bitch and why would you choose to be that? Like, that shit is nonsensical. You don't want a nigga to call you a bitch, yet still you refer to yourself as a bad bitch.
Mm-hmm. The bad one, too.
When you lost and you don't know who you are, you will fall for anything and you will just do stupid ass shit like this. You know what I mean? When you don't know who you are, people can tell you anything, any narrative, and you'll follow it because you believe. It still go back to the fabric of that religion, their belief system, belief.
Not knowing, but belief.
Belief. Yeah, man. I would like to say they'll get it one day, but I don't really have no high hopes in that shit. I feel like, yo, if one or two people get it, one or two women get it, that's cool, and I will hope they get it and help 2 or 3 other females get it. But, you know, I don't see the whole everybody together one time and we going to unify and overcome this shit. I don't. But it needs to be addressed. And I think it needs to be addressed more because there's never been any platform for it to be done. The platforms were all directed by design to continue to demonize, right, the black man. And now the platform has put it at sixth gear. We demonize him, but now we're going to emasculate him. Yeah, man.
You're right.
Which is even worse. Yeah, so peace and love and light to you, black women. Again, let me give the disclaimer. I do not hate you all. I am not bitter at any of you all. I don't feel no kind of way about you all, but I am disappointed. Very much so disappointed. And I should. And y'all should be disappointed in yourselves. You know what I mean? And think before y'all talk shit to Hallah. Because Hallah loves black women, and he loves his mother, and he loves his daughters, and his grandmother, and his sisters, and his aunts. Because he was raised by women. And I was taught how to treat women. What I know of my great-grandmother was alive, and she could verbalize a lot of these things. She would tell y'all the same shit.
Exactly.
And she would call y'all Jezebels. I'm going to use an old school word on y'all. They would call y'all Jezebels. Goddamn sinning ass Jezebels. That's what they would say. That's what they would say. We could get the OGs. They would say y'all some sinning ass Jezebels. And that's why y'all can't keep a man. That's what the fuck they would say.
Point blank.
Point blank. Because I see shit. Girl, why you ain't fixing your husband a plate? Man, he can fix his own plate. And you wonder why you can't keep one. They would check them, Joe. They would check my cousins. They would check my aunts. My grandparents built a legacy. And combined together, they didn't even have a fucking fifth grade education between the two. And my grandmother stood beside my grandfather, and he didn't make all the great money in the beginning. My grandmother worked. She ain't never bite that nigga. She never told him why I gotta work. Woo-dee-woo. She helped build until he said you ain't gotta work no more. And they stayed together until he was dead, and that was like 60-something years they was together.
Wow.
60-something years. I don't know no niggas married like that. I think the average marriage is about what? 25, maybe 30 years? Black marriage? I'm talking about new wave. I ain't talking about your great-grandmoms, your grandmoms now. I'm talking about let's go from the 80s on. Because the 70s, even in the 70s marriages, my parents only made it to like 25, 26 years. You know what I mean? Church broke that shit up. Just to let y'all know what the Lord put together, no man can break apart. Shitting me, nigga. Shitting me. More divorces I ever seen in my life was from niggas in church.
That's the truth.
Shitting me. But you women keep going back depending on that shit. And in the congregation, ain't nothing but a bunch of single y'all. Bunch of single y'alls in there. That's how y'alls. A bunch of single y'alls up in that job. Straight up. Straight up. She stood next to my grandfather. They built a legacy. Y'all don't want to do that no more. Nobody wants to do that anymore. Everybody wants instant gratification.
Immediate returns. Immediate returns. They can't.
Immediate returns. And for the ones with no degrees and no skills, they want immediate returns. And it's like, what do you bring to the table other than some pussy? And I know they hate hearing me talk like this, but that's the facts. What do you bring to the table other than some pussy? And I'm really talking to these new ones. Even these new ones, these old new ones. Sloppy, can't keep a house, can't cook. Like, this is shit that I've seen women raised up, learning how to do this second nature. And they still go off to school and get degrees. But they still can cook. They still know how to keep a house. They just don't know how to keep a man. Ugh. There's a disconnect here. My mother raised me to learn how to do those things. I don't even need a woman to do those things. But then when they see you can do that, then they just feel like that's a green light. I don't got to do shit now. Says the fuck who? Because somebody has told them that thing between their legs is the key to everything.
Exactly.
It is only in one world only. Well, no, two worlds. The world I'm talking about, y'all not even on that level. That's upstairs. Downstairs in your world, it is the key. But it's only the key to your philandering. It gets you nothing. It gets you nothing productive. I know plenty women that use their pussy for survival when they don't hustle it like prostitutes, but you might as well. You use it to get by from year to year to year. But you ain't never get shit. And then do the same thing. But we talking about y'all tonight. She's like, yo, when do you change it up? When do you be like, yo, I spent my 20s and my 30s doing this dumbass shit. When do I change it up? It's never too late in your 40s. We black people, most of us in our 40s don't even look like we in our 40s.
That's right.
I'm knocking on 50's door, yo, and they still think I'm in my late 20s, early 30s. Like, for real.
I was so close to 60. If I moved the wrong way, 60 gets pregnant.
Nigga, I would have never known. No, for real. I'm thinking you in my age group. Some people think I'm lying when I'll be like, yo, I got grandkids. I got kids in their 20s. Not early 20s, mid-20s. Taking towards their 30s.
There you go.
So it's never too late. It's just when do you decide?
To make that.
You gotta stop blaming everybody else and blame yourself. Yo, what am I doing? Why am I still stuck in this narrative? Why do I feel like I gotta do all of this to catch a good man? And am I really catching a good man? Or am I catching a superficial nigga? Probably a superficial nigga because you superficial.
Right.
You only going to strike what you are. So, black women, go into 2020 remembering this. You think you ugly with that shit on? Niggas think you ugly with that. Niggas, you think you... I can't even get it right. You think you ugly without that shit on? Niggas think you ugly with that shit on. Just remember that, yo. We think you ugly with that shit on. Real men, let me take that back. Let me restate it. Real men, okay, think that you are ugly with that shit on. You don't need it. It's not necessary. Just be who you are. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with a little accent, you know. Hey, well, my mother never wore a bunch of makeup. My mother was beautiful. A little bit of, you know, just a little bit of mascara on her eyes, lipstick. You know? She even accepted the fact that she had a lot of eyebrows. That is fucking, you born with them. Let it be hard. Live with the shit. But the cool thing about it is if somebody accepts you for who you are, not who they think you are. That's why the beauty of being able to make money off being who you are, doing what you love to do naturally, is so much better than doing what people think you're supposed to do.
That's right.
Because that shit always got an expiration date. Either when they done with you or when you tired of being a phony motherfucker. The real person who was him, who he is, in the raw that can do that is always going to live and be happy. He's always going to produce and be happy because he's himself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so easy to be yourself. Just be yourself. Take the nails off, take the weave off, I challenge y'all to go into 2020 all natural. But I bet you y'all gonna do that shit. I bet you y'all gonna do that shit. I guarantee you, y'all. I might start a challenge to go into 2020 all natural challenge, man. Just be who you are. Wear your real hair. If you ain't got no hair on your head, all right. Go see the barber, get it cut down. It's cute. I love seeing women wear their hair short.
That's true.
You ain't the only one walking around with short hairs. Women all over the world got short hair.
Save a lot of money.
I mean, it's not wrong with it. Be who you are. If you ain't got long eyelashes, yeah, you wasn't meant to have them. It's okay. But it's because y'all trying to be other people and do other things that ain't, it's not you. Stop being, just be yourself. Come out the basement, be yourself. I want to see y'all in your raw, natural self. I'm going to give you this example and I'm gone. So I was on Facebook and I was on this young lady's page and I was looking at all pictures. She's made up in all these pictures. And then there was this one picture, because this is what I do when I see these pages. I look through here. I'm going to find a picture of you without that bullshit on your face.
Right.
I want to see what you really look like. And then when I seen the picture, I made a comment. I said, this is the best picture you got up here. She was like, I don't know what's wrong with you. I was like, nothing wrong with me. Maybe there's something wrong with you. Why do you think this is the best picture? Because that's who you really are. You. That's you. That's the person I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see the person I'm going to see when I wake up in the morning. Not the person that you get up and you got to take 20, 30, 45 minutes to fucking put your face on and shit. To be somebody else. Instead of just being you. And y'all fucking your skin up with that shit.
You ain't lying.
To the point where you ain't got no choice but to wear it, because now you don't want nobody. Now you think you either ugly with these blemishes on your face, but the blemishes is because of the bullshit that you put on your face, and probably partially what you eat, your diet. You can't tell no black woman about her diet. Cause she prayed over it in Jesus' name and it's all good. And Jesus ain't stopping them diabetes and none of that shit. But okay. Come back to yourself, sis. Find your culture. Find yourself and give up their ghosts. Give up their ghosts, man. Stop trying to be other people and be who you really are. Y'all not Caucasians. You're not Caucasians. You're not Asians. You went Indian in my family and all that cool, dumbass shit. But, yo, just be who you are. There it is. I'll see y'all in 2020, man.
Yes.
Lance, yo, we gonna get it cracking, yo. When I get back on the other side,
yes.
I'll be on the other side.
Yes.
In February.
There you go. I'm ready.
Back. You know what I mean? We're gonna link it up. They can see my face live. And, you know what I mean? I can take a picture and throw darts at the motherfucker phone. I don't care. You know what I mean? Do what you feel.
Do what it do.
But always know, you know, Hallah ain't gonna do nothing but tell you the truth. And the truth can change every day. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of researching. You know what I mean? And I'll be said to be corrected. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen because y'all can't disprove nothing I'm talking about. So, yeah, fuck all that shit. Yeah, hey, listen. Y'all not gonna disprove nothing that I'm talking about. So, you know, just yeah, man. I hope somebody got something out of it. Just, you know, stop attacking intellectually black, stop attacking the smart black men, the brothers who really want to change. Because what you're going to do is you're going to discourage brothers, and then they just be like, fuck it. And damn, if you do, then we don't. So then it'll just become the, if you can't beat them, join them.
Right.
So then everybody just decided to go back down to the basement. Even though the nigga was living in a damn master bedroom, he just decided, you know, don't nobody want to come upstairs with me, so I guess I'll just go back downstairs in the basement, man.
With knowledge.
Well, I refuse to do that shit. I refuse to be in the basement. So y'all won't find me there. I guess they'll think I'm a weirdo and whatever. That's cool. But I would say weird is a motherfucker that don't want to come upstairs, you know what I'm saying, and eat good food with all the other intellectuals or just people smart enough to know that there's a better way to live than being in the basement. Even if I got to eat by myself, or just be me and you, Lance, me and you, Miss SCURV. You know what I mean? Brother Quaco, listen. Yeah, man, I listen. I'd rather eat with 3 or 4 thorough-ass people than eat with 1,000 nuts.
There you go. I feel the same way.
Yeah, I think you're like, well, this nigga be cracking his own stuff up. Yeah, I do, yo. You'll laugh too when you get it, but you probably don't get it because you one of them nuts that I'm talking about. Anybody that get mad at this shit because they one of them nuts that I'm talking about. But I'd much rather be in the company of a few than to be in the company of a whole bunch of people that will popularize me because I follow the nonsense. I will never follow the nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And I will never succumb to the bullshit that has become acceptable, tradition. You know, I told you the formula, you know, these things were forced on us. And then we started accepting it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? No, we tolerated it. I'm sorry. It was forced on us and we started tolerating it. Now we've accepted it and it's become tradition now.
Sad.
Now it's cool. It's cool to be gay. There's no wrong with being gay. But it is no wrong with being gay if that's not what you are culturally. That's my point. It's a choice. And you making badass choices. You making choices that's anti who you are. That's why it's not working. We knew they was that way when we came up. And we was like, that's them. It ain't got shit to do with us. You see the white boys walking around with the nut on their jeans, that's them. That ain't us. We do our own thing. Now everybody want to be a rock star. Now we want to dump pills and oh gosh, it's just crazy, yo. All the shit that we was like, yo, that's not us, that's them. They be wildin'.
Now we've adopted all of it.
Now we've adopted all of it.
And
acculturation. Now we think it's our shit too. And the dumbass nigga be like, what you talking about? This is a proverbial, huh? What do you mean? Bro, we didn't live like this. This is not how we were not like this. I mean, let's just go back and look at pictures from the 60s. When did you see black women doing this shit that they doing today? Can you show me any pics like that?
Nope.
I ain't never seen Coretta Scott with no goddamn none of this shit on. And she was fine as shit.
Exactly.
Damn it. I never seen Betty Shabazz. I never saw none of the women that, man, are you, listen. The dopest commercial out was the Afro Seed commercial.
You ain't lying.
You know what I mean? Oh man, I'm done, man. Because I can just go on, yo. Like I can seriously go on. It would just get crazy. Like, yo, what the fuck is going on now?
Twilight Zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
But brother Hallah, I'm gonna sign it off because I just realized I gotta get up at another couple of hours. But man, it's always awesome.
Yes, sir.
Always awesome. And we put it down.
Absolutely. Hey man, it's always love. You know what it is. It's always going to be love. Unconditional. And I can't wait till we do the live up in person, John. Yeah. So they can put the face with the voice. And man, yeah.
I'm looking for it. That's right.
Oh, most definitely. I am too. And it's going to happen.
You're going to shut the internet down.
Shortly, it's about to happen. We've been talking about it for some years, but oh no, it's definitely about to go down now.
Brother,
clap it up. Yes, sir.
I appreciate you so much, man. Thanks so much. And if you want to do tomorrow night,
you too.
We'll flip on the other side and go after the men. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And I go after.
And I want the women to listen. Maybe we should go live with that.
We can do that.
And let the women call in. I'm dealing with the men, but let the women call in. Like, you know, because I would definitely love to hear what they got to say and their questions. More so questions. I ain't about to debate and go back and forth. I'm not dealing with female testosterone. I'm not dealing with female testosterone tomorrow. Like, I ain't about to do it, yo. These hard ass chicks, you know what I'm saying? But I do want to, I would love to hear, you know, some feedback from them and answer any questions because I definitely had answers, you know, and the brothers too. But you know, we'll get on us black men tomorrow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'll start with myself. You know what I'm saying? So that I don't want anyone to think like, oh, this nigga think he high and mighty. Absolutely not, yo. I fucked up for a lot of years, for many years. I've had my heart broken and I've broken some hearts.
Right. But
you know?
We've all gone through things, brother. So we understand that. And plus, I can vouch for you. You know what I mean? All the years we've been on the show, you've been always straight up. And you tell like it is, and you admit the things, you know. How could you get to this point if you didn't admit, you know? So I'm with you. I'm with you, bro.
Okay, cool. So tomorrow it is.
Yeah, we're going to do it. Thank you so
Yes, sir. Much love to you and everybody that will listen. Yes, and send my love to Mrs. SCURV, Quaku, his wife, and the family.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, brother. This is a masterpiece.
Yes, sir.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I'm trying to do more for the soul, way less for the bread. Yes, sir. I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do way less than they say. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Can't be a real, I ain't get you canceled. The whole system need to dismantle. Coppers treated like the utmost wanted. Trying to root a block, but don't know what goes on. News got a story with a new take on me. Carrying out the window with the screw face on me. But I know that God love me when my burn. 95 degrees and I can't get sunburned. Wonder when your government will make me legal. Burn the whole city if I can't be equal. Get off my please, Brad, I earn that. 400 years, how you still ain't learned? I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I'm trying to do more for the soul, way less for the bread. Yes, sir. I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do way less than they say. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Shout out to the trying to gentrify the genre. Tell them free middle finger to your honor. In the days coming down the seconds on the timer. Goofy still trying to purchase that designer. About to buy it, learn to grow my own food. Cause I don't like the look they give me in the Whole Foods. And when you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. But it ain't on me now, I'm limping cause my heavy. But ain't sweet, think we thin. My whole attitude on MC Ren. It's my neighborhood now, Bob, I bought that. 400 years, how you still ain't caught that? I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I'm trying to do more for the soul, way less for the bread. Yes, sir. I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do way less than they say. It's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. It's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. It's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. It's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. God.
Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind? Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition? Stripped of our name, our language, our culture, our God, and our religion. Here in America, all of our religious training has been gotten by the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now, but rather after we die. But all of the years that we're living, for us is nothing but hell, pain, torture, and misgiving. Yet the Bible speaks of a heaven filled with material luxury, which the white man and the preacher has right here, so we see. So my friend, take it for what it's worth. Your heaven and your hell is right here on this earth. So let's check back into history, which rewards all research and tells us plainly that before the white man gained entry to the East, he was living in the caves of Europe, a ravenous beast, eating juniper roots and eating flesh raw, till God sent Moses to civilize him and teach him the law. Then following Marco Polo, an explorer, he gained entry into Asia and Africa. From China, he took silk and gunpowder. From India, he took jute, manganese, and rubber. He raped Africa of her diamonds and her gold. From the Mideast, he took barrels of oil untold, raping, robbing, and murdering everything in his path. The whole black world has tasted of the white man's wrath. So, my friend, it's not hard to tell. A white man's heaven is a black man's hell. Before we came to America, we were living in the East. By the Nile River, we were living in luxury, enjoying freedom, justice, and equality. We wore silken robes, slippers of gold. We were the wealthiest and the wisest people, I'm told. Now we are the poorest of the poor. Nobody wants us at their door. So, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven, black man hell. When the white man came to America, he told the Indian, I am your white brother. He said, red man, I'll treat you the best. Yet and still he pushed the Indian further west with his white woman and fire water. Tricks and lies, he stole America. The original owner of this nation is cooped up on a reservation. So, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven, black man hell. He needed someone to work the land. His back was too weak. He needed you, black man, so he commissioned Sir John Hawkins to commit the world's most grievous sin, to take a man who's born to be free and bring him down to slavery, to sell a man as merchandise, on his body put a price. Oh, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven is a black man hell.